Round 13 of the VFL, and we are here at Downer Oval. Beautiful day for footy. It is magnificent here. Maybe a little bit on the cool side, but the sun is out and there is barely a breeze. It's Williamstown taking on Geelong, an important match for both of these sides. Williamstown sitting in 7th place on the VFL table as it stands, 5-1-1. Had a draw with Richmond a couple of weeks ago, but stringing the season together nicely. A win today, potential for a top 4 spot by the end of this round. And with only 14 games played by each side, every match is going to be a big one. For Geelong, they're in 5th spot on the ladder. They sit 6-2 on the table. A win today could get them right up as far as 2nd on the VFL table. They've had some big wins against Essendon and Brisbane over the last couple of weeks, but this will be a tough assignment. Been a while since these two teams last met, but Williamstown in pretty good form and looking forward to playing on their home deck. They've got a pretty good run home as well as we get into the business end of this very, very different VFL season. I'm Peter Mercado. Great to be here at Downer Oval again. Good crowd building up as well. And I'm alongside Tony Shebeki in commentary this afternoon. Hello.
Good morning to you, Pete. Fantastic to be back here at Downer Oval. Was here a couple of weeks ago for the drawn game between Richmond and Williamstown. That turned out to be a spectacular finish. And I'll tell you what, that draw could prove fruitful for Williamstown in the end. The 4 points would have been nicer, I'm sure. But being on 22 points, there's 3 teams above them on 24. A win today puts them on 26 and gives you just that little bit of a break. So it might not be a bad thing. It was better than losing the game anyway.
Yep, players coming into the lineup for Williamstown this afternoon. Noah Gown and Josh Pickus. Josh Pickus returning from injury. He's had a couple of weeks off. Nick Ebinger not playing in the lineup today, which is a bit unfortunate because he's been a live wire up forward. So the scene is set. Teams, well, about 5 minutes away from the opening bounce here. Let's go over the other side of the ground. A little bit earlier this morning, Mark Stone caught up with the coach of the Seagulls, Justin Plapp, right ahead of this game. An important game for Williamstown and also for Geelong.
Here I am at Downer Oval, the wonderful Downer. Look at the day here, Downer Oval. It's magnificent. I like the coach. Thanks to West Suburban Taxis. It's Justin Plapp. Justin, we're on a live audience, Justin. We've got the whole world looking at us through the Williamstown website, or through the YouTube channel, in fact. Justin, today against Geelong, they're a hard opponent. How do you think you're going to go today? How do you think you're going to tackle the game?
Well, it's a good question, Stoney. It's the unknown. Like we've had so much inconsistency with our year because of COVID, and everyone's dealing with it, aren't they? So we think we're in pretty good shape. We're playing a team that have got a lot of AFL boys listed for them. They're a really system-based team. We think that what we're going to put in place today is really going to challenge them in different areas, but I think it's going to be 2 different teams going at it with 2 different styles. So, I think it's going to be a pretty entertaining game.
Your first year at the Downer Oval here, and how are you going in your first year? Williamstown Footy Club. You've come across the river, actually, in fact, over here. So how's that going?
Yeah, I'm loving it. I actually look through here, and I'm in Black Rock, so it's if I had a boat, I'd be over here in 10 minutes, Stoney. But no, I'm loving it, mate. It's a great club. It's got great culture. Players are terrific. Really hard working bunch of players. We're looking forward to the next part of the year to see how our style and brand stands up, and we're really excited about today, and we really want to embrace it as well because we want to challenge our players to play against the best, and we think that this team's a pretty formidable opposition with a really good system in place. So what a great day for footy, and what a great opportunity for our players.
Your recruiting's been sensational. Luke Meadows has been a good player. We've got to see Nick Rodder come back last week with some goals. So you've formed up a pretty good unit, pretty good team.
Yeah, we did. We lost a few. We ended up losing about 7 or 8 from the 2019 Grand Final. We got Gallucci in. We've got Harry McCready or Cam Polson. Luke Meadows, as you said. Jack Toner from South Australia. So we've lost a few, but we brought a lot of younger, really energetic, enthusiastic players into our team, and we've had to adjust a little bit because Williamstown Notorious has been a really we've had to change that style a bit. We're certainly with the new rule places in place that we've had to really challenge, our group about being a little bit quicker with the ball in different areas. So it's a little bit different looking team, but our recruiting's really helped that.
Justin, good luck today. We're here at Downer Oval, thanks to West Suburban Taxis, and live on the Williamstown YouTube show. Good luck.
Good on you, Stoney. Thanks for having me, mate.
So there he is, Mark Stone with Justin Plapp, and Stoney is out on the boundary this afternoon, right across the other side of the ground, enjoying this lovely sunshine, Stoney.
Yes, isn't it magnificent? Downer Oval, I'll tell you what, I've been here a long time, and new lights and new surface. The ground looks magnificent. We are live on the Williamstown YouTube channel, so they can see the beautiful background. Look at that! Look at that water. You don't get too many days like that today, but this magnificent ground and the conditions are wonderful. I'm just waiting to see which side won to toss. I didn't quite pick that up, but we're going to have a great game today. I'm going to bring you all the updates, all the injuries, all the interchange news, and maybe some insight into the club. You
are doing that all for Western Automotive this afternoon as well. Yes, we are on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard, Shebexter.
We are.
Which is a nice addition. Yeah,
exactly. It's an older version of the scoreboard, but it's looking good. This is fantastic, the work that they've done out here at Downer Oval. There's no doubt about it. The money that's been spent, the ground is in immaculate condition. The new fencing, the concrete around the outside. It's really well done.
And well done to the club too, because they're up to 1,400 members for the season, which, considering there was no football last year, the support of the local community here, you might think 1,400 when you compare to AFL clubs is small, but for a VFL club, it is fantastic that the local community is getting behind them and really supporting them.
Yeah, it's been a tough year or two, hasn't it, for football right around the country, and VFL teams no doubt have also experienced it pretty tough as well, not knowing when their next game might be and not being able to plan functions and all that sort of stuff. Really hurts a club when it comes down to the bottom line and money that comes in, even in regards to your sponsors, not being able to say to them, look, we're going to have 3 games on TV or whatever. You don't know. It's been tough. Hopefully next year it'll come together better.
So teams getting into position.
Just I'm going to say, boys, I believe the Williamstown boys are kicking to the right of the dial. That is the Antine end here at Downer Oval.
So it'll be Downey versus Fort in the ruck. I must say, I do like the 12 p.m. bounce too.
Yes, it's good. Gets me at the MCG by 3.
Watch some of the other footy as well. Away we go. It is Williamstown taking on Geelong. Round 13 of the VFL. Downey to go to work against Fort. Fort getting the tap down. Mellington trying to get his hands onto it for Williamstown. There's a whistle. Brownless had his hands on it. It's a free kick. It will go Geelong's way. McLaughlin to take it. The other good part about today, not a breath of wind. As this kick goes inside 50, maybe a little bit of a push out. No one could take the mark. And now an opportunity for the Seagulls. As Rodder's going to get on the top of this one and take the mark. Now they've got some overlap run here. They've just got to be careful. They work it out to this side, our broadcast side, where Meadows kicks up towards half forward. Off hands, Henderson. He was dispossessed. Thurlow there as well, one of the vice-captains of the Geelong side. Good tackling pressure and a smother from Hibberd. Ball goes over the line. We'll have it thrown in.
Darcy Lang taking that ball out for the Cats, getting a free kick for his trouble as well and pushing the back. I think Michael Hibberd might have been the infringer there as Lang went over the line. Left foot kick. Up to centre-half back for the Cats. Ball comes down to ground. Picked up this time by Constable. Got the handball off. Cats look to run it now. McLaughlin had his kick smothered into the hands of Pickless. He couldn't do anything with it. Fort now with a big kick up to the wing area. Here come the Seagulls. Kick across the ground by Miles. And Williamstown now just an opportunity to take a little bit of a breath and bring it back to their pace as it's sent forward now by Leslie down the beautiful waterside wing.
Meadows.
Yeah, it's Luke Meadows.
Meadows it is. No mark taken. Ball goes free. Handballed away this time by McLaughlin. Close to the boundary and out.
Yeah, Darcy Lang tackled over the boundary line. On that side of the ground, the Western Automotive boundary where Mark Stone is patrolling this afternoon.
No breeze at all.
It is fantastic, got to say. There's Fort getting the tap down again for Geelong. It's going to be an interesting battle. Meadows at the bottom of the pack, tackled by Stevens for Geelong. And now chance for the Seagulls going deep inside their 50. The one-on-one off hands, Rodder going around the body. Chance at the first for the Seagulls. It's going all the way to the line. It's going to be marked on the line by the skipper of the Cats, Aaron Black. He looks up. looking at options, I think, on our broadcast side. Yep, that's where he's going. Heading in the Jarvis direction. Ball off hands. Nice work from Mellington, although his kick was partially smothered. Opportunity again for Jarvis. Off hands, going to head to the line, and we'll have this ball thrown in.
Deja vu. I think this is where I picked it up.
Exactly.
60 seconds ago.
Do it again. There's no score on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Early stage of this one here at Downer Oval this afternoon.
30 out from the Williamstown goal. Ball comes in to Koning from the back, gets the tap. Gowan was in there as well. He applies the tackle. Ball up.
That pack is Oscar
Brownless. It is too. Expected him to see in his father's number, but no. Father-sons don't extend that far to numbers as well. Mellington at the bottom of the pack for the Seagulls. Up it goes again to Koning. Got the tap that time to Constable. Looking to relieve the Cats out of defence. Maybe a bit too high there, it was. He did duck into the tackle, did Paulson. He still caught one high from the big boy in Fort. Paulson now goes short, and the ball cut off, and a relieving mark taken there by Tahiti, I think that was. No, it was Ockenball. Williamstown now with the kick back in. Could be the first score of the match. It's not. Bounces right instead of left, and out of bounds adjacent to the point post.
Thanks to Western Automotive. We're just waiting for the Williamstown boys to grease her, and also he's waiting to come on.
So that for Western Automotive. Mark Stone on the boundary. As this ball tossed back in. Deep into attack for the Seagulls. It's Rodder doing the ruck work. Trying to break his way through was Constable. Quick kick out. It's going to go back to Miles in the long sleeves. He goes deep into the pocket. There should be a marked Aaron Black. No, he juggled it a couple of times. Now he's in all sorts of trouble, but the umpire will say, throw it up. Crowd building up nicely here at Downer Oval this afternoon. There's a function going on in the function centre.
Speaking of being in all sorts of trouble, Constable is too.
Keep an eye on that. Shevexter, as we've got another ball to be thrown up.
He's really taking his time to get up. Been down on his knees for about the last 30 seconds.
He's just slightly away from the play. Rodder again, getting the tap down. Round the body goes Stevens. Just trying to find that clearing kick. Can't do so. This is good pressure from the Williamstown forwards, just locking that ball in. Evans was trying to clear it away for Geelong, couldn't. And we'll have it thrown in again. No score, Nelson Brothers scoreboard in this opening quarter.
Good news for Cats fans. Constable up and moving. Just had a bit of the wind knocked out of him. He's okay now. Throw in. That time was a tap by Gown. And the kick smothered over the line.
Get a touch here.
Yep.
There you go.
First for the
He did too.
First for the afternoon.
One
Western
disposal.
Automotive, your stats.
One and only.
Oh no, there might be another one coming.
Yeah, it could be.
Stand by. In we go again with the throw. Gown. No one really took that there. This time it's picked up by Hunt for Williamstown. The Cats, though, look to relieve through Stevens. Over the line it was. Just a little bit too close there, and we'll have another throw in. 60 out from the Williamstown goal. No score yet here on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
Plenty of great sponsors supporting the Williamstown Football Club in season 2021. They've been signing them up at a rapid pace. Brownless is going to take the advantage off the free kick. Joel Craft is one of those players in the link-up, and he's going to kick the ball deep inside 50. A real opportunity now for the Cats. Ball falls to the back. No one's going to be able to get clean possession. Jenkins, and the leading goal kickers for the Cats this season. And it's been taken away. Miles, they work on the overlap nicely. Greiser, his kick is a good one. Nice mark by Gown. Prominent early. The former Bomber, although that kick's not great. Well done by Meadows to create the contest. Miles is in all sorts of trouble, though. He managed to get the ball clear. Hunt gets through some traffic. And again, back to Miles. His kick into the middle of the ground. He's a bit iffy, but they managed to get that out. Was that a throw? Oh, I think he... I'm not sure he had too much of a case he could argue there, Tom Downey. It was interesting. It was more a scoop than anything else.
The groans of our boundary rider aren't necessarily those of the entire commentary team.
Well, he's a long way away from the contest. Ockenbaugh's the player who's going to take the free kick. He goes across the ground. Tahini takes the mark. Now wants to get things going. Just past Miles. Clark, it's right near the boundary line, and we will have that ball thrown in. Jordan Clark into the side. An AC joint issue. He's back. Sam Simpson also back for the Cats.
And right in front of our commentary position as well. Centre wing area here at Downer Oval. A beautiful, spectacular day here in Williamstown. Throwing Downey. May have been held. No, the holding was done against him. Fort had the free kick. Advantage paid. No advantage really there. The kick was sent down towards Jenkins. He couldn't get to it before it bounced out. So 45 out from the Cats' goal, and an opportunity for them to possibly get the first score on the board. In she comes. Hand got there by Downey in the end, but once again, it's sent over the line for another throw-in.
Just being up, it's a really lovely day, and there's people just coming out in force. It's great. People and spectators back at football, and Downer Oval's a beautiful.
It sure is. It's Mark Stone for Western Automotive. Ball tossed back in. Downey looking to go to work against Jenkins. Huntress trying to clear the area. This may only be temporary. It looks like this ball's going to come straight back in. Clark, he just worried off it. Good pressure again from the Seagulls, and it's over. And the crowd let him know about it. And Daly Andrews wants to get involved, a little bit of push and shove with Jordan Clark. Just reminding him of the little fumble at the end. Still, though, on this beautiful day here at Williamstown, we have no score on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. So the ball's tossed back in. Downey trying to go for front position against Fort. You go on to Downey. Meadows met solidly in the tackle by Simpson. Might have been a little bit too crude. He'll take the free kick. On our broadcast side, in this opening quarter, he looks up. Meadows trying to think of an option. He's going to go backwards. So they're going to go the reset here. May be tricky because Jack Leslie lost his footing. And it goes across the ground. And it's been turned over. And that is a big mistake, a big error. But it was the tricky part, Jabexter, was it was Jack Leslie who lost his footing. Otherwise, that transition would have been okay. And Ben Jarvis is the player who's going to have the shot at goal.
Yeah, but nearly came off. Probably shouldn't have started going backwards in the first place. But nothing really presented itself up forward. So they had to do that. And as a result, a turnover and the first score, we would think, coming up.
The chance here is this ball comes in. Kick on the way. And he's got it. That's the first. Jarvis with the first for the Cats this afternoon. And on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard, they're getting the job done. 1-0. And it's after a bit of an arm wrestle in these early stages, the Cats finally get some reward for their effort. Error down back for the Seagulls, and they were made to pay.
That's pretty much what it's been, hasn't it, Pete? It's just been a good, strong arm wrestle for the first 10 or so minutes of this game, where no real team was able to get the upper hand. Defences were tough and strong, and the forwards just weren't really able to penetrate deep into their forward line. So after 10 minutes, we finally get a goal.
We did see that on the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay. Delray National Foods goal. Ball back in the middle.
Certainly is. Cats again get the chance. This time the handball sent forward by Brownless. Holding being done. No free paid. And Hunt tried to get to the ball before it went over the line. Couldn't. We'll have another throw in. Geelong lead by a goal here at Downer Oval.
There was an end which was the scoring. I think that would be the scoreboard end, would be a waft of a breeze.
Yeah, if that. Thank you, Stoney, for Western Automotive.
Fort brings it down. Kicked off the ground this time by Hibbard. Williamstown looking to make a forward sortie. They can't, though, as tackles are applied. And a bounce will take place centre wing area. It was Henderson at the bottom of that pack. Tap forward this time by Fort, again for the Cats. Nice pickup by Shannon Neal, is it on the bottom? No, Ockenball. It is. And again, another throw up. Ford again with the tap. Ball comes down to ground. Here's a chance for the Cats. Good work that time by Kruger. Going through the pack, finding his teammate in Simpson. Ball kick forward though for Williamstown. Out in front is the big fella in Rodder. Goal kicking machine for the Seagulls. And he'll get 50. The infringement there from Thurlow of the Cats. Just giving a little bit of a touch after he took the mark in front of the eyes.
Nice bit of feeling. I always love coming to Williamstown and grounds like this because the home team, they're not afraid to let the away fans know where they are.
No, very reminiscent of the Turn It Up segment.
Yes.
On the Bounce on Fox. You know, the comments you get from the 50s and 60s type people. You bludger. Well, they won't be saying that if Rodder puts this through the middle. As he comes in now. Started left, went straight, and Williamstown get their first on the board. Compliments of Nick Rodder. It is Williamstown, 1 straight goal 6. Geelong, 1 straight goal 6. That is on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
Just some stats early on. Ockenball with 5 disposals. We get into the business end of this opening quarter. Constable with 4, along with Lang and McLaughlin. Miles with 4 for Williamstown. So on the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay, great kicking from Rodder. As you mentioned, Shebexter, he's been prolific again this season. So important for them. That Delray National Foods goal. There's the ball back in the middle. 1 straight 6 apiece. Here at Downer Oval. Midway through this opening term. Downey again working with Ford. Constable trying to come through, but it's a clearing kick forward for the Seagulls. And under all sorts of pressure, good tackling by Aaron Black, and it is holding the footy, which is the end result. And a free kick to the Cats. Gown, the player that was at the bottom of that pack, and the kick going wide in the Brownless direction, but Liam Hunt comes in and takes the intercept mark. And it could potentially switch. There's a few players on the broadcast side running down. Decides to go a little bit longer in the Rodder direction. Getting hands to it was Thurlow. And they should be able to clear. They do. Kruger right into the middle of the ground. This may only be temporary. Hunt again. Through sets of hands over the top to Hibbard. Mitch Hibbard from 55. Take it off the footy. And an excellent tackle. A goal-saving tackle. McLaughlin to take the free kick for the Cats.
Fantastic tackle there by McLaughlin. Wrapped him up around the hips. Short kick. Effective. Finds Francis Evans. Halfback flank now for the Cats as they look to mount a challenge. 16 minutes gone in the first quarter. But nothing happening there for Geelong as the ball gets brought right across now to Myers. His short kick finds Gallucci. Halfback flank now on the broadcast side for the Seagulls. Gallucci goes back to Dean. Williamstown now looking to bring it forward through Grizia. Rodder crunched into the pack. And the ball back out on the wing. Cats now can move it forward.
Yep, as it's been picked up by Jenkins. He's got an overlap run up. This is another good build-up for the Cats. Jarvis goes long, all the way to the goal square. Getting hands to it was Stevens. Plenty of numbers, though, for the Seagulls. A little short kick by Toner. We haven't seen too much of in this opening quarter. It's right near the boundary line. It should go over. It does. Jack Leslie there just to ensure that that happens. We will have it thrown in. So the Cats into attack. Just a pair of goals on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard here at Downer Oval in this opening term. Jenkins with front position for the Cats. That might have been a high tackle. No call from the umpire. Little short kick from Brownless going across the ground. It's okay. And Tahini comes in and takes the mark. We'll have the shot with well, just a notional breeze, if that, to this end of the ground, as Mark Stone told us for Western Automotive. But Cameron Tahini. Chance at the second for the Cats this afternoon. Low scorer early on this beautiful day. So Tahini on the paint of 50. It's a wobbler. Has it got the trip? Well, it has, but there's a whistle.
Free kick, Geelong.
And there is a free kick to Geelong. Well, it did come off hands. Who's the free kick going to be to? Yep, it's going to go to Jenkins, I think. Or has he passed the ball off? He has passed the ball off.
Evans, is it? Was down there as well.
It'll be Jarvis to take it right in front of goal. So, well, the free kick, as we get a quick look at it on the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay, not give us too much conclusively there. The end result is that Jarvis has his second. And the Cats have their second. 2 straight, plays 1 straight on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
Interesting. It looked like it was a fair punch from behind. Didn't seem to be too much in it. We might be able to see something again here on the replay, the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay. As we go to it now.
Well, that's the replay of the goal.
Okay. Yeah, no, so anyway, the Cats will take it, there's no doubt about it. Stats, early game, 19 minutes gone, first quarter, 44 to 42 disposals in Williamstown's way. 9 inside 50s to Williamstown and 5 to the Cats. 9 inside 50s and you've only scored a goal. Williamstown would have liked to have had more than that, I would have thought, by this point. Fort takes the ball out of the ruck, sends it forward, looking for his teammate there in Evans. He wasn't able to control it. Ball loose. Maybe a high tackle? No. Players are doing well at making them look like high tackles. They're just not being paid. Getting out there now. Centre wing area for Geelong. And the handball forward from McLaughlin. Kicked inside 50 for the Cats. Players fly. Ball bounces loose. And the Seagulls get to defend.
Well, they do. They clear out into the middle of the ground. A dangerous kick. Kruger coming out to meet the footy nicely. Good tackling pressure by Malice. He's had a baptism of fire over the last couple of weeks, but the 19-year-old up to the challenge. There's the ball now in the middle of the ground. Ford through sets of hands. Guthrie, the kick heading up towards half forward again has been turned over. They should get some relief through Mellington. His kick up the line, misses its target. Kruger there again. Just a little fend off, the don't argue. He goes back up the line and puts the ball out of bounds on the full. So it's going to come back from whence it came. Noah Gown, I think, racing across to take the free kick. And well done to that young spectator who had to run a long way to get that footy as well. Boy, there have been some days, Stoney, where the wind has carried that almost to the ocean. Kick partially smothered. Smith to run onto it for the Cats. Now this next kick's the crucial one, and it's a good one, and McLaughlin takes the mark.
It was a bad kick from Gown, from the kick in.
Yeah, it was smothered.
Yeah.
Williamstown had all the turn the ball over and Geelong take opportunities, and that's the difference in the game, really.
Yeah, Stoney there for Western Automotive as McLaughlin comes in. This is a tough shot. Just inside the 50. Decides to go a little bit lower. Oh, no problem. McLaughlin gets his first. Cats get their third on the board.
No height in that kick at all. It was only around about 7 or 8 foot above the ground. But perfect in its trajectory and going straight through.
3 straight 18. Plays 1 straight 6. Nelson Brothers scoreboard. A superb kick as we have a look at it again on the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay. It was just low. Got the trip nicely. Got it done. A Delray National Foods goal there as well. So the early advantage to the Cats into time on in this opening quarter. Let's see what the Seagulls have got here.
See if they can get one back. 7th versus 5th. Here on the VFL ladder. Gown got the tap, only though as far as Constable, who kicked it forward for the Cats. Ball comes down to ground. Good work by De Koning. Williamstown, though, find themselves in possession of the ball. A good, strong mark from behind. Not paid. De Koning again clears it up now. Handball off. Black sends it up to the centre wing area.
50.
And 50 will be paid after the mark was taken there by Miles.
Yeah, it's McLaughlin there who, just as he took the mark, was made to earn a little bit extra, but he had taken the mark. The umpire red hot on that one.
And for the second time in this game, Williamstown get a 50 and the chance for their second goal.
Oh.
Miles, though, goes short to a man who was absolutely all on his own.
And Daly Andrews.
Daly Andrews it is. So he'll kick from 35 out, 45 degree angle.
Well, this is one you should, if you're a Williamstown player, you should kick. It's right next to the race, so when you're training, probably finish off with a few shots of goal to this end. Be well versed in how to kick it from here.
Daly Andrews. Short run in and not as perfect as you would have liked. Umpire taps the chest, one behind, and the first of the game. It is Geelong 3 straight goals, 18. Williamstown 1-1-7 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
Thurlow runs his full measure and will go long and deep outside the 50. McLaughlin working there. Toner for the Seagulls. Some massive players, and the umpire will sort all that out. Toner gets to his feet. And as we wait for Darcy Fort to get in, Downey there as well. Downey, the front position. Silver service there, really for Hibbert, but he was wrapped up in the tackle by Brownless and going absolutely nowhere. So heading towards quarter time. Low scorer this opening term. Fort in the tap down, but only as far as Meadows. Meadows' kick going inside the 50. Rodder well held. That should release some numbers here for the Seagulls. Under all sorts of pressure. Well done there, Hibbert, just to lay the tackle. It's going to be holding the footy. They just held it in, and they eventually get the results. And Kruger, unfortunate there, but as soon as he picked up the footy, they just jumped on top of him. So, Mitch Hibbert to take the free kick. You would think, Stoney, for Western Automotive, he should get the trip.
Yep.
And he will. He'll run around from 52 metres out. It's a deep kick. He has it in the end. Fort on the last line of defence. Spilt the mark, and he actually spilt it over for a behind. We're just being reminded of it by Nick Rodder as well. As we tick down towards quarter time, the Cats getting themselves out of trouble. 3 straight 18 plays 1-1-7 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
Short kick finds Kruger for the Cats. Nice long kick. Centre wing area, beach side. Taken this time by Leslie. Kicks it back inside 50. Rodder in front. Had it tapped out of his hands. Ball down to Downey. He kicks it forward. It bounces, but not enough. And the Cats will get a chance to clear. Maybe even through for a point.
Nope, holding the
Holding
footy.
the ball it was. A lot of indecision. There, was it McLaughlin who... No, it wasn't. It was Lang who was brought down with the footy.
And a little bit of push and shove going on as well, right in front of you, Stoney.
50 metres, boys.
You might get another touch here, Stoney.
Yep, 50 metres.
Yep, well, the run to remonstrate just shows the heat that's in this one. They'll make it almost a certainty now for Pickus.
It is. And their second goal on the board for Williamstown. That's 3 50-metre penalties for Geelong, and all have resulted in a score for Williamstown. They are now 2-1-13 to the Cats, 3 straight goals, 18 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. 2-2 actually, I should say. Yeah,
yep.
2-2.
2-2, as we see on the replay here, the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay. Just the pressure of the Williamstown forwards. That's what that came down to. Absolutely superb. As we take a look at some of the stats, Tao Miles up to 9 disposals for this opening quarter. McLaughlin up to 7 for Delray National Foods. Ball back in the middle. Good contest this one, as you'd expect with these two sides who expect to feature in finals action. Downey working with Fort. Downey the second go, but Brownless is there. Handball back to Fort. He'll send Geelong forward. A deep ball going long. Jarvis couldn't take the mark. Handball over the top. Here's McLaughlin working with Constable. Take it down from behind. It is a great tackle. The ball spills free. Myers to run onto it. And he kicks, trying to find some space. Instead, he found Lang of Geelong, and his kick going up the line. He was pushed off the kick. It's going to be downfield, I would say. It is. The umpire coming in saying, yep, we're going to take the free kick from here. And this is Stevens. Tight on the boundary line. Decides to go short. Thinking about playing on there was Constable. Decided against it. Heading down towards quarter time. Charlie Constable's going to go long. Tall timber, they've got plenty of it. The Cats up forward, but it's going to be taken away. Gallucci, his long ball. It's a great mark. Nicely done. And that was Gown working into the middle of the ground. Handball across Mellis. Just looking for someone outboard. Now they can get some run going here, the Seagulls, as he looks up. Although this is going to be cut off. Ockenbaugh standing in front of Rodder. Takes the mark for the Cats. Kicks across the ground. Constable has it at centre half back.
He certainly does. He goes short as well. And the Cats just moving the ball around now. Clark out to the wing. Finds his play there in Stevens. Another short kick, but they get it to the half-forward flank. Into the hands of Jarvis. He goes short as well. Simpson looking up forward. Williamstown have got everyone pretty much covered down there. Short kick looking for his teammate in Brownless. Couldn't get it. It was knocked in front to Koning now. Gets the handball off. Williamstown defending hard. Comes back into the hands of DeConey. He looked for his teammate in Jarvis. He couldn't do anything with it. Defensive kick. As far as Simpson, though, for the Cats. And Simpson short to Clark. Across with the switch. Cats inboard. Cut-off ball for Williamstown. And it was Marcon, the captain, who slipped at a crucial moment. Ball close to the line. And finds its way over. It does eventually. Yep. I think that's where they wanted it to go. No one really wanted to do anything with it. Just took time.
So, winding down this opening term, 4-point lead to the Cats on the Nelson Brothers scoreboards as it's tossed back in. Downey going to work, just tapping it straight down to ground. McCready there. All just toe poke forward. No one can really do much with it. Now an opportunity for the Cats. Twisting and turning is Simpson back in the lineup today for the VFL Cats. Kick up towards the teeth of goal. Jarvis got hands to it, couldn't bring it to ground. Dean having to do some work here for Williamstown. They're holding. The umpire waiting a very long time before saying, give it to me. So maybe one last chance for the Cats before the quarter time siren. Downey just doing everything he can just to try and clear the area at the moment. Ockenbaugh got the handball away. It's hard and tough stuff there at the minute. No one can get clear. The umpire will have another go at it.
It's true, long quarter, Pete. 31 minutes gone.
Yeah, we had a few stoppages. Not too many goals, though. Ball tapped to ground. Here's Brownless. Brought down the McCready tackle. No call from the umpire. Still a chance. Quick kick. Evans out of the pack for a behind. The first for the Cats this afternoon on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. 3-1-19 plays 2-2-14 as this ball to come back into play.
So, not much time left in this first quarter. Williamstown would not want to concede another goal in the process. In fact, there's no time left in the quarter as the siren goes to end. It has been an entertaining first quarter of VFL football here at Downer Oval. And it is Geelong with the lead. They are 3-1-19 at quarter time to Williamstown 2-2-14. Some of the stats as we look here for the first quarter was disposal-wise, 89 to the Cats to 78 for the Seagulls. And the Cats pretty much leading all disposal areas. 50 kicks to 47, 39 handballs to 31. Inside 50s though, Williamstown have the upper hand there, 13-12. Free kicks, 9 to the Cats and 4 to the Seagulls in that first quarter.
And the goal kickers to quarter time on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard for Geelong. 2 to Jarvis and 1 to McLaughlin, and for Williamstown, singles to Rodder and Pickus. They are the Delray National Foods goals to quarter time, brought to you by the Port of Melbourne. As we take a look at some of the individual stats to quarter time, and for the Cats, Ockenbaugh with 10, Constable with 9, and McLaughlin with 8 disposals to quarter time. And for Williamstown, Miles with 10, and Greiser with 7, Noah Gown with 6, and a couple of others on 5. So it is quarter time here at Downer Oval. We'll be getting inside the huddle shortly, hearing what Justin Plapp has to say to his Williamstown team. We'll also get an interview out of there with Stoney as well, and plenty more still to come. Stick around. It is quarter time here at Downer Oval, and it's a 5-point lead to Geelong here at round 13 at Downer Oval in the VFL. Quarter time here at Downer Oval. It is Geelong 3-1-19 leading Williamstown 2-2-14. Peter Mercado, Tony Shebeki with you in the commentary position. Mark Stone is hovering around the huddle, having listened to Justin Plapp, the coach of Williamstown. We will get an interview out of the huddle as well at quarter time. Just a reminder too, the club on the 24th of July, so only a couple of weeks away, has their 1990s Team of the Decade announcement. It's going to be big. It's going to be happening here at the Function Centre, magnificent Function Centre here at Williamstown. And there's still tickets available. That's one that's been postponed and rescheduled a couple of times, Shevexter, but they finally got a date locked in, and it's going to be great to see some of the 1990s greats of the Williamstown Football Club here.
Premiership year in there too, isn't there?
Yep.
So there'll be plenty of blokes putting their hands up towards that. We should also congratulate Williamstown today too. They had their inclusive round here at Downer Oval, and before this game we got to see an inclusive game of footy between the Williamstown Seagulls and the Ballarat Bulldogs. And it was fantastic to see those guys out there having a kick and having heaps of fun. So well done on the initiative of inclusive round here today at Downer Oval.
Yep, and 1,400 members too signed up, which is fantastic for the club too, considering you don't know week to week where they're going to be playing and how it's all going to work, but it's good to see. So for Western Automotive, Mark Stoney's hovering around the huddle. Who are we going to get, Stoney?
Yeah, thanks, boys. Got Jeff Andrews, one of the development coaches here at Walk Towards the Ground. Jeff, just a few skill errors in that first quarter. You cleaned those up. You had much of the football. You had a lot of inside 50s in the quarter.
Yeah, we did something. We thought, we sort of neutralised them a little bit around stoppage. They're a very good stoppage side and a score from stoppage side. So, we thought that a couple of their goals were certainly preventable, though, from our mistakes. But we don't want our boys going back into their shell. We want them staying proactive. We're pretty happy with the way the game looks at the moment.
Thanks, Joff.
Pleasure. Thank
you, Mark Stone, for Western Automotive. Quarter time for the Port of Melbourne, proudly supporting the Williamstown Football Club in season 2021. So 3-1-19 plays 2-2-14. Geelong leading Williamstown. Plenty of other games going on in the VFL throughout this afternoon and into tomorrow too. But this is one of the bigger ones when consider what's on the line. They talk about the 8-point game, the cliche of the 8-point game. Huge here for these two sides.
Yep.
So umpire gets back into position. We might be too far away from a start in this second quarter. Here we go. Quarter number 2. 5 points the margin. And it's Fort going to work against Downey. Downey getting the tap. Mellington trying to come through. Pushed off it by Brownless. Mellington having another go. Working hard is Jordan Clark. Wrapped up in the tackle. Still managed to hack the ball away illegally, said the umpire.
And rightly so.
Yes, and Mark on to take the free kick. As he kicks deep ball inside the 50. Off hands, trying to come through. There was Rich, couldn't do so. Good tackling pressure again by the Williamstown forwards. It was a hallmark of the opening quarter. And the ball will be thrown up deep into attack as Henderson picks himself up off the turf of Williamstown. Again, putting their hand up. Gown doing the ruck work for the Seagulls. Well, it's just lost a handle on it, but Guthrie temporarily clearing the area. Off the ground goes Dean. Big pack of players around this footy, but Brownless is there again. Ockenbaugh is the player running alongside. He just lost a handle on it at the crucial moment. He didn't want it there, Leslie. And the ball spills free, and now a chance for the Seagulls. Polson goes around the body and finds De Koning. So another turnover here, and the Cats get some temporary relief early in this second term.
Fast-paced start to quarter number 2 here at Downer Oval. In the hands of Tahini. Now for the Cats. He goes short. Constable. Again to Black. And they've just gone from one side of the ground to the other, but have set themselves up for a forward thrust. Kick down. It's Downey who takes it off the top of the pack. It was handballed by Hunt. Off towards his teammate there in Greiser, who kicks it forward. But the Cats in defence. Again, able to stop a Williamstown challenge.
Yeah, Kruger again, just rock solid down there. He's had a bit of work to do this afternoon. As his kick goes long, Dean from position for the Seagulls, but it's going to be the Cats with the clearing kick. Evans over the top into the path here of Jarvis. He just couldn't keep it in play. Had McCready ready and waiting if that ball did stay in. We will have it thrown in.
Just thanks to Western Automotive, boys. Just noticed at quarter time there, Nick Rodder getting some treatment to his ribs. So he got knocked in that first quarter. Doctor had a look at him at quarter time. Said he's so we'll just keep an eye on that one.
Yep, ball tossed back in. Fort doing the tap down. Constable laying the tackle on Mellington. And we will have it thrown up again. It's a beautiful day. Ball tapped down. Constable again into the Clark direction. Brought down by Meadows. Ockenbaugh managed to get the handball out. Thurlow pushed off his kick. Player taken high. No call from the umpire. It's right in front of us too. Meadows got to break the Constable tackle. Now Hunt Kicking up towards half forwards. And again, relieving mark by Kruger. Nathan Kruger at centre half back goes into the middle of the ground, dangerously perhaps, but McLaughlin's on the end of the leads. He looks up, not a lot of options up ahead, plenty of one-on-ones. So decides to go short in the Thurlow direction. He takes the mark. Now they've got some overlap run. Chance here for the Cats. It's Evans all the way to the goal square, and it's going to be marked by Jenkins.
Shouldn't be taking those sort of marks on the goal line.
No, but he's on the tightest of angles, though.
He might do a run-around job, Jack Hawkins style.
I reckon you might be right, Stoney.
Well, call it home, Stoney, for Western Automotive, because
Okay.
you're right behind it.
Forward pocket is going to hook around the body. Jenkins hooks and goals.
Yeah, that's a good kick in the end. Jenkins with his first for the afternoon. And a little bit of breathing space for the Cats. 4-1-25 plays 2-2-14 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. That's an impressive kick from that pocket.
Yeah, it was, and it was very much, as you said, Stoney, a la Hawkins. These guys have got a very similar style when they do that sort of kick from the pocket. And it was another goal on the board for the Cats as the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay shows the ball being brought forward. And you'll see down on the goal line, Josh Jenkins just absolutely left unattended and taking that, a chest mark, in fact, on the goal line. And that just shouldn't be allowed to happen. But it did, and the Cats get their fourth on the board. 4-1-25, Geelong to Williamstown 2-2-14. Bounce back in the centre of the ground. Again, it's Ford who takes it out of the ruck. Sends it right up forward deep. And a beautiful kick from Ford. Finds his teammate there in Jenkins. No, it's Jarvis, sorry. You it started with a J. This time it was Jarvis who takes the mark in front of goal for the Cats. And he will have a shot 20 out on a slight angle and a chance to get their fifth on the board. Great work by the big fella in the centre. Fort. Nick Natanui style that was. Just controlled it from the bounce. And a lovely kick to Jarvis. And a lovely kick from Jarvis. Puts another goal on the board for the Cats. They're fifth and they go to 5-1. That is 31 points here on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard to Williamstown. 2-14.
Yep, they're starting to kick clear now. Stoney, as we mentioned right at the start for Western Automotive, no breeze today, so not favouring that end of the ground.
A waft and just wafting across the ground. But just that in that contest there, seeing Jarvis, who pushed, just let his man under the ball, just dropped back and took a good mark. Really good body positioning for that. But, yeah, not much breeze. But if there was any slight breezes going into the bay, so we don't want that to pick up because I'll be going to get the football out of the bay. You're right. Thanks to Western Automotive.
We'll send you there. Don't worry about that. The ball manages to clear down our oval. So Fort, and this time Downey picks it up from the contest. Meadows to run onto the footy. Just lost a handle on it. Mark on. Shot the handball out. Ockenbaugh. He can't pick it up cleanly. Players diving in from everywhere. Mark on. Brought down by Constable. And the umpire will come in and throw it up. So the ball tossed back up. Fort. Tap down, but Hunt managed to take it away, and the Seagulls trying to build something through his fingers, Malice. He was under pressure, and now the turnover is on. As Simpson looks to send them back inside the 50. Jarvis had to go one-handed. McCready was there. Miles, it went through his hands. Shellcraft trying to pick it up. They just can't get clear. Jarvis does. Oh, well done. Ockenbaugh takes the mark. Just had the presence to see the option, and Stefan Ockenbaugh takes the mark. A chance to add more pressure on the Seagulls here.
They need to get some composure here, the Seagulls. Otherwise, this could end up being a breakaway quarter for the Cats.
So, Stefan Ockenbaugh. Kick from just inside the 50, directly in front. No trouble with the trip, but it's just drifting, as it tends to do at this ground. Through for a behind. And so, another behind out of the total. They're second, 5-2-32. Takes on 2-2-14 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard here at Downer Oval this afternoon. A great game of footy developing.
3-goal margin now for Geelong. Big kick out to the wing area.
Gosh, Kruger again.
Yeah, geez, he's been strong with the defensive marks. Goes short. Guthrie through the centre of the ground. Nice pass. Finds Brownless. Steadies. Sets that one up high. Big flyers for the Cats. Ball comes down to ground. In the pocket, the kick from Shellcraft. Just floated away and behind of the Cats. How he got that kick away is beyond me, though. It was mid-air, floating. Mellington with the ball.
Yep, received it from Toner. Now, what's his options? Oh, dangerous. Right there into the path of Myers, who might get away with a free kick, does. Fortuitous, because he was in a 2-on-1 situation that he wasn't going to win. They do get some run now, though. The kick heading up towards centre-half forward. It's going to be turned over again. Stevens takes the mark, works it across to Clark. Cats away on our broadcast side. May again only be temporary. Shellcraft trying to take the mark, but he was miles away from it. The kick did him no favours as we have this ball tossed back in. 33 playing 14. The Nelson Brothers scoreboard. At half-time, well, the CEO of the Seagulls, Jason Reddick, joining us from the Port of Melbourne. As through here goes Meadows. Just managed to get the handball away. Worked out mark on. Just having to go round and round in circles. Hibbard. His kick up towards half forward. Off hands. Rodder. Just trying to go around the back sort of style. Kruger back there with Rodder. Oh, they're both going in hard. It's good to see. Great contest. Henderson over the top, and the umpire will throw the ball up.
Free kick.
And a free kick. Will it be free kick picked out of that? I thought it was a fair contest, and it's going to go the Seagulls' way to Rodder. So out of all of that, the umpire is going to pick out a free kick, and Nick Rodder. As we see, got a great angle on this one. How he's going to line up. Rodder kicked a goal in the opening term. And a chance at a second Delray National Foods goal. Plenty of goal face to look at here as he steps in. Give himself a bit of angle, and he's going to miss to the left. So another behind added to the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Let's work our way through the 11-minute mark of the second term.
Beautiful day here in Williamstown. Downer Oval is where we find ourselves for this top 8 clash between Williamstown and Geelong. From behind, Neil couldn't hold onto the ball. It comes loose. Andrews in short, no one there. It went over the head of Rodder. He eventually applies the tackle, I should say, to Tate. The Cats looking to clear it now. Close to the boundary line. Wasn't on the full, no, it was just touched inside. And we'll have a throw in.
Actually pitched beautifully there. It was
Yeah.
about 10 centimetres from the line. Tahini could come across. Good crowding today as well. Good to see. Kids out having a good time. They'll be having some kick-to-kick at half-time, I would suggest.
Centimetre perfect that might have been then, Peter, as some might say. Throw in. Knocked forward by Fort. Williamstown, though, come out with the ball. Hibbard drives it back inside 50. Rodder had it punched out of his hands. Flying through the air there for the Cats was Constable. He couldn't do anything with it. Ball back up the field again. Players dive on that from all directions, and we'll have a bounce.
It's a magnificent surface, but we also get a sense of the frost that was on the ground, the dew that's on the ground, with temperatures around 0 around these parts. It is going to be slippery this afternoon. Here's Constable clearing the area, but only temporarily because Toner's taken the mark. And he's going to get 50 again. Well, Neil put his hands up and said, what did I actually do there? And the umpire said, well, I told you to take a step back and you didn't. So Jack Toner is going to, well, be in goal-scoring range.
That's the fourth 50-metre penalty against Geelong in this game so far. 3 of them have resulted in a score, 2 goals, 1.
So, Jack Toner. He's drifted a little bit forward and he's hit the woodwork. So, Jack Toner this season. Well, that's his first score for the season out of his 8 games. It's unfamiliar territory for the backman.
As the Cats now look to mount a challenge. It's been a little while since they've scored. Beautiful day, as we said. Big crowd too, coming out from the Williamstown surrounds. Drove along the beach area earlier on, and that was starting to fill up as well. Don't know if anyone was going in the water though. Yeah, 2 degrees out there, I would think, at the moment.
Only Mark Stone, I would say.
Got any sun cream?
Are you one of those icebergs, Stoney, are you?
No.
Players converge on the ball again, and Hunt has it wrapped around him, so we'll have another throw up.
Stoney on the boundary for Western Automotive today.
The Cats now look to bring it forward, this time through Clark. Kick up to the half-back line.
Oops.
Jumping in there was Henderson. Relieving. Ball comes down towards Brownless. Turns around, kicks it in forward. No mark taken there through the hands of McCready. Ball comes loose now, Miles. Sends it up. Bounces off the back of the pack. Kicked in, no mark taken this time by Tahini. I'm saying it was an easy mark, but he got his fingers to it. There's no doubt about it. Just couldn't hold it. And another bounce.
Yeah, they've had a couple of opportunities here, haven't they? The Cats in that last passage of play. Working our way through the midpoint of this second term. Miles clears the area. Goes a long ball, but only as far as Neil for the Cats. He's thinking, does he go to the... Yeah, he's thinking of taking the shot. Jenkins is saying, well, just kick it down to me and I'll have a go at it. And that's the direction it's going in. Jarvis as well. Jenkins, he got hands to it. McLaughlin, can he pick it up? No, he can't. Ball off hands. Hunt's got his teammate in all sorts of trouble.
Mellington, I think.
And it is Mellington. He's pinged for holding the footy. Yeah, Hunt was under pressure, so he just handballed it straight to Mellington, who turned around and saw 2 Cats bearing down on him. And Francis Evans will be the player to take the free kick for Geelong. So
This is the play that I think Stephen Wells picked out of in the ammos in the draft a couple of years ago.
from where, Stoney? He's kicked 9 goals for Francis Evans this season out of 5 games. I mean, he's brought it back. It wasn't pretty, but it gets the job done. Wow, that had some bend on it. And that's his first for the afternoon. And the Cats, well, they've got a bit of breathing space now. 6-3. Plays 2-4 here at Downer Oval this afternoon on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
16 minutes gone in this second quarter. And Geelong starting to dominate in the stats as well as we have a look at the replay again with thanks to DSV Global Transport and Logistics.
So they're holding the footy, but...
Yeah, Mellington just had nowhere to go, did he? As soon as he received the ball, there was just 2 blokes ready to dive on him. And they did. And the Cats getting a goal. It's disposal-wise, it's Geelong 137 to 115. The Seagulls and their leading kicks 85 to 66. Handballs 52 to 49. Free kicks 10 to 7 going Geelong's way as well. Bounce goes down. Brownless trying to clear it. Couldn't. Had it knocked out of his hands. This time it comes out towards Hunt for the Seagulls. Kicked off the ground that time by Rich. Oh, big crunch. Who was that? Was that Hibbert in the middle of that? No, he's just away from the pack.
I think it might be been Pickus.
Yeah, wow, he's up and moving. And Geelong actually have the free kick. Ockenball. Down the line. Good saving mark in the end for the big fella. For the Seagulls. But free kick against him, is it? Or down he had the ball.
Legal
Shepherding,
shepherding.
was it? Okay. Thank you, Stoney. Down on the boundary line for us with thanks to Western Automotive. The Cats bring it forward and a lovely long kick set up for Jenkins from behind. He just had to do a little bit of body work, put the arms up, and in it fell. And Geelong now a chance to get their 7th on the board.
Yeah, great kick by Charlie Constable into Jenkins. Just wants to add to his tally. Constable up to 14 disposals. That's game high. In this one, Ockenball with 13 and Miles for Williamstown with 12 for Delray National Foods.
Jenkins now will kick from 35, slight angle, and no problem at all for the Cats. Another one on the board, and they extend this lead now. 7 goals to
7-3.
7-3. Geelong to 2-4, so a 29-point margin to the Cats.
And they've managed to just break free, Stoney, for Western Automotive.
Education for young Charlie Dean from the Williamstown side. Josh Jenkins just used his body and just bodied him out, and young Dean was caught off. Played by Jenkins. He's a good player, good experience, and that really got that goal.
Yep. Stoney for Western Automotive. Coming up at half-time, we'll have Jason Reddick, the CEO of the Williamstown Football Club, be chatting to Stoney on the ground for the Port of Melbourne. Downey collects it from the ruck contest. Seeing them forward, Rich just held by the arm there. Now managed second and third efforts, important. Mark on near the boundary line, runs out of room. That's Henderson running alongside, and we'll have it thrown in. So the light aircraft just making their way over Downer Oval. A lot of scenic flights, I imagine, happening today.
It's a police chopper, as we see just in front of us.
Ball thrown back in. Downey to ground, working there. Clark just lost a handle on Ockenball, though. Clean hands, did really well. Across there to Stevens, who's kick up the line, intended for Jenkins, but he's dispossessed through traffic. Paulson just had to get the ball clear. Swing past Downey, having to lay the tackle on Thurlow. The Cat was up to it. It's the ball going around the body. Bit of holding going on there. Clark, he might have had a case there. Umpire said no. Well, right near the boundary line. Mark on to keep it in. Just a high up and under sort of stuff. One for the high flyers. Falls to ground. Stevens there again. No one could break clear. They just need a clearing kick. Downey just going with the handball. Works it to Hibbard. Hibbard's kick across the face of goal. Big pack of players. Opportunity for Rich. Dribbling footy. Puts it through. Right place, right time. And the Seagulls badly needed that one.
It's exactly what you want from your forwards, a contest, and that's exactly what Rodder did, as we'll see in the replays. He went up to give the contest, didn't hold the mark, but was able to do something with it.
So 7-3-45 plays 3-4-22 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard as we take a look at the DSV Global Transport and Logistics scoreboard. The Delray National Foods goal. Ball off hands.
Yeah, Rodder in the middle of the pack there, going up for the mark, splitting the pack, and giving Williamstown the opportunity to control the ball. So what do you want your forwards to do? Get in there and give it a contest. Let the little blokes do the rest. Much needed goal for the Seagulls. They still trail by just under 4. So another one before half time would be handy. They've got plenty of time to do it. 21 minutes into the second quarter. Fort getting the tap. Just. And the Cats getting the use of the ball again. Short kick in towards Evans. Bounces away from him though. And we'll have a throw in deep in the forward pocket for Geelong.
You can't stress enough the importance of this game today for Williamstown with their run home. They've got real opportunity to bank some wins, but boy, it's going to be tight with only the 14 games for each team. Shebex.
Downey got the tap to Meadows, who kicks it up to the wing area. Dropping back was the big fellow in Fort. But a shocking kick in the end there out of defence by Neil. And a bit of shepherding.
No, out of bounds on the full.
Out of bounds on the full it was. Good. That was a stretch from you. I thought it was a signal for a shepherd. They go back. And it's Leslie now. He gets the kick across to McCready. Down the wing now, Williamstown. Can they get another one?
Charlie Dean goes in short. Now they got some run going. Rodder too far out to score, but just wants to wheel and go inside the 50. Dangerous kick, Rich. Well, it fell to the back in the end. Going around the body. Mellis kicks the goal. Well, they're going to get around him as well. The young fella, Mitch Mallis, he's loving his time being in the senior side here at Williamstown. He puts one on the board, and these are all important goals for the Seagulls on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. We'll have a look in the replay in just a moment, but just great control from him, and that was an important goal. It's his first in VFL football.
Yep, good effort by Rodder.
On the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay, the Delray National Foods goal out of the pack.
Yeah, good roving.
They got to him and got the result.
Exactly where you want your small forwards to be, just at the bottom of the pack, waiting for the ball to come down. And that's exactly what Mallis did. And Williamstown get another one. 4-4-28, 7-3-45. It's the Cats by 17 points. Over the back, the big fella for the Cats in Fort. But Williamstown get used to the ball. This time through Hunt. But no one up forward for them. And the relieving mark taken by Black. Kicks it outside 50. We'll have a bounce as players converge from all areas.
Yeah, for Western Automotive, you can see that Williamstown starting to get their hand on the ball. That's where they're going to win the game, because Rodder's the most important forward for the Williamstown team. They get the ball down quick, the Williams got a chance.
Yep.
Certainly has. You're right there, Stoney. Guthrie now with the kick up towards centre half forward. Oh, maybe a bit too high on the tackle for Miles. He'll take it, look to move it quickly. Looks left, looks right. And now out here on the broadcast wing is where he sees a loose player. First of all, he'll go short though to McCready. And now they start to work it up forward. Toner. That's the player that was loose earlier, Andrews. He still was in that case. Kicks it to 3 against 1. Not the smartest kick from Daly Andrews.
Oh,
The short pass in towards Lang had him infringed from behind by Toner. So the Cats now take the turnover and see what they can do with it this time.
so Aaron Black will go in short. It's a short kick sort of stuff. Luke Smith in towards half time. As Smith looks up. Big pack of players here. Did well to pick up the space there, Leslie, just to keep his opponent Neil just out of that contest, away from the direction of that footy. Kick back up to centre wing. Get a big pack of players. Rodder with the fists, and we'll have it thrown in.
If I'm not marking it, neither are you.
Exactly. The ball tossed back in, right on centre wing. As we say, excellent conditions, no breeze. Been watching wherever you are around the place, around the world, watching Williamstown and Geelong live from Downer Oval. Ball tossed back in. Hibbard just trying to get that ball clear. Can't find anyone in space. McLaughlin is there. Oh goodness, there's a hang glider's parachute going over the top of us here, Tony, as the ball into space. There's a free kick, there's push and shove going on centre wing. Mitch Hibbard, who's got a couple to beat actually. Meanwhile, it's going to be a Geelong free kick. After all of that, Jarvis, the little push and shove finishes up, and the kick going long. The Cats, nope, going to be turned over again. And this is a good mark. Downey, it's been a little bit of time down back. He looks up, doesn't see too many options available, so he's just going to go with a short kick to Miles. Ticking down towards half-time. They're trying to make some space. Greiser on our side of the ground. Instead, McCready is the short option, and there is Greiser. Now, can he go further afield? He will. It's going to be dangerous, though, because the fist is going to come in from Clark. Oh, Poyokabor just ridden into the turf. Had absolutely no chance, and they'll pick themselves up again, and we'll have this ball thrown up.
I thought I've seen it all now. I've got a hang glider. I've never seen a hang glider go over this ground, so it's a great sight.
It was.
Waiting for him to land, Stoney.
Yeah, why not?
You saw that soccer match a few weeks ago where the guy landed and he got a yellow card. A parachutist.
Yeah.
It's the Cats. Send it back in. Floating ball. Kept in by Williamstown. Could have been an opportunity to take it through for a point. And taken over the line is Darcy Lang.
Just did catch my vision there, Stoney, as the play was moving across. You look up and you see, gosh,
He's coming back.
I've seen it all now.
this is the halftime entertainment, isn't it?
He might land.
Oh, goodness. Throw in from behind. Downey got the tap down. Williamstown looking to do something with it. They do by Grimes. That kicks it off the ground. This time, pushing the back for Myers. So he'll take the free kick. The infringer there was Constable.
Hey, when we talk to Jason, let's talk about a sponsorship opportunity on that hang glider there.
Yes. Across the ground. Downey, the man that's been found. The big fella, just resting in defence, helping out. Trying to stop the Cats from getting another one on the board. And this combination we've seen a couple of times in the last couple of minutes. Downey to Miles. Across in the pocket. Dean now. Drives it up to the wing. Ball's off the back of the pack. The big fella Fort takes it. Kick back in towards centre half forward. And coming across the front of the pack was Leslie to take, as you heard Stoney say, a very good grab.
Well, we just had a little picture-in-picture of the hang glider going over the top of us. Hibbard's taken the mark for the Seagulls as we head towards half-time. Over the head of Rich and Marcon as well. It was almost over the back, but Thurlow's got the ball for the Cats and can make them pay. The kick over the top for Clark. He's just got to sit for him. He's under pressure from McCready. He gets around him, Clark. Did really well in the end. His kick up towards the top of the goal square. And Stevens, he just wanted to square it up into the hot spot, and Stevens took the mark. They got out again, the Cats.
Thanks to Western Automotive. Just Williamstown were trying to play a bit of tempo footy there and just trying to kick the ball around, keep the ball in possession, and they turned it over, and this is the result. So good 5 minutes, but they're going to have a shot on goal, the Cats now.
Yep, for Western Automotive as Nick Stevens steps in. Takes a step out, and then that's beautiful. That is magnificent, the kick. And Nick Stevens adds another one on the board for the Cats. And that's a little steadier, a bit of a flurry for the Seagulls midway through the term, but now it's the Cats getting the job done. 8-3-51 plays 4-4-28 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. We'll take a look at the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay of that Delray National Foods scoreboard, goal I should say. I should say that Ockenbaugh is up to 16 disposals for the match. Miles, the leader for Williamstown, with 15.
Thank goodness we got the replay. I was watching the hang glider at the time, so I missed it. I didn't see what happened. Williamstown would not have wanted Geelong to get that one so close to half-time. So close, in fact, that it was kicked basically with 0 seconds remaining. Siren goes, half-time here at Downer Oval. And it's the Cats in front in this top of the 8 clash here at Williamstown. 8-3-51 Geelong to the Seagulls. 4-4-28. Pete Mercado with the goal scorers.
Yes, to half-time. 3 for Jarvis and 2 for Jenkins. Singles to Stevens, Evans and McLaughlin. And for Williamstown, all singles, the 3 there. Rich, Rodder, the 4 I should say. Rich, Rodder, Pickus and Mellis. So they kick clear in the end there, did Geelong, and it's a really handy advantage as they head in towards half-time. 23 points,
and I can tell
the
you
margin there on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
Key stat getters for the game so far up to half-time. Stefan Ockenbaugh for the Cats with 16 disposals. Miles has 15 and Constable 14 for Geelong as well. Guthrie and Brownless 13 and 12 apiece. So a fair bit of the footy going Geelong's way. But, yeah, Ockenbaugh with 16, our main disposal getter at the moment.
Yeah, a bit of work for Justin Plapp and his coaching team to think about here at half-time. Half-time for the Port of Melbourne. We'll take a short break and we'll be back very soon with the CEO of the Seagulls. That's Jason Reddick. So stick around for that. Plenty to talk about, Seagulls fans. Plenty happening around the club. We'll be back with that very, very soon here live from Downer Oval. So back here at Downer Oval, it is half-time, and it is Geelong 8-3-51 to Williamstown 4-4-28. Mark Stone for Western Automotive is out there on the ground at this Port of Melbourne half-time break with a special guest, Stoney.
Yeah, thanks, Pete. I got Jason Riddick, the CEO of the Williamstown Football Club. Jason, big luncheon there today. A bit about all abilities and feeder, and tell us a bit about that.
Indeed, it's part of our inclusion plan to involve people of all abilities in our club and in all sporting clubs in the community. So, we started the day with a feeder exhibition game between Ballarat and Williamstown. And it was good to know that the Seagulls got up over Ballarat, the first time they've lost in 2 years, apparently. So they started the day off well for Williamstown. And then we just talked about, how we can include people in our sporting clubs and involve people from all abilities and the rewards that you get from it. Sam Morefoot from Geelong is a fellow who's involved at the Cats in their footy program, and we featured a small video of him and had he and his family involved as well. So, yeah, it's been a great function.
You couldn't have got a beautiful day. I've been there a lot of times, Jason. Today is just picture perfect. Well, some of the pictures we're getting through YouTube, through the Williamstown YouTube channel, are amazing. And we had a hang glider before, a bit of a sponsorship opportunity up there. Jace too, he had a bit of a sponsor. We didn't pick that up. But this ground is, I've been coming here 15 years, 20 years. This ground looks a picture, mate. Congratulations to the council, to yourself. You've done a great job here.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. We're really proud of it. I must say it's a $2 million investment. Pitchcraft, who do a lot of the AFL venues, have done a wonderful job here, and this is one of their favourite projects to undertake. They tell us, obviously you talk about being a picturesque venue. It's on show today with the beautiful conditions that we've got, which is always the case.
There's people in that commentary box over there would say probably different. But just about Specky, tell us a bit about Specky and what Specky is, and Specky walking around the ground and your sponsor of Specky.
Yeah, so Early Learning Centres established a centre here in Williamstown. So they've sponsored our mascot, Specky. So Specky's a great character which all the families and the kids love, and so it's a great community connection. Whenever we go out to schools or to Auskick clinics or junior clinics, Specky's the first one that they will ask for, whether it be a Christmas function or just a community organisation wanting to get a representation. They'll ask for players, but they'll ask for Specky. So, we're really proud of Specky. We designed that on the Eagle. We actually got the costume made in Western Australia and brought over, and it's been a real connector for us in the community, which is what Early Learning was about, establishing a centre in Williamstown for the first time, and they're involved with families and children. It was just a perfect match.
And you've got a big celebration, 1990. Tell us a bit about how that night's going to unfold, what it's going to involve.
Yeah, indeed. So we have these Team of the Decade functions on an annual basis. We've done the 60s, 70s and the 80s. The 90s was a wonderful decade for Williamstown, enriching its history. We had the 1990 was the greatest comeback in our VFL Grand Finals when we knocked over Springvale and the famous kick from Billy Swan. Through to mid-90s when, 5 years later, the club didn't win a game, and, the VFA at the time were looking to kick us out of the competition. So, the comeback from that, and the people that are, most proud of having gone through the tough times and kept the club alive to see what it is today. So it'll be a great connection of characters, the people involved during that journey, the Billy Swans, the Ian Rickmans, the Sadi Ghazis and so forth. So it's going to be a great event, and we're excited to have lots of the community join us on the 24th of July for that occasion.
Still got tickets available?
We have. It's selling fast, so I would recommend to all our members to get on board. As I said, it's going to be a great celebration, reliving the glory days and the not so glory days, but the things that make Williamstown special. And get on board. Tickets are available through our website.
Jace, just new sponsors. Is there any sponsors that have come on board this season, that you want to pick out? We see Downer and Delray National, Sage, Port of Melbourne, which is a really important sponsor. Any new ones?
Yeah, probably the latest new one is DSV. So DSV, like DHL, I don't want to talk about their opposition, but they're global transport and freight, and they've come on board. They're the third biggest company in that industry in the world. They've been expanding into Eastern Australia and looking for that exposure, and the expansion of this competition up to the New South Wales and Queensland markets really gives them that exposure. So they came on board. Their first week involved was when we played Richmond a couple of weeks ago, and we had over 500,000 connections through social media and Channel 7 covering the game. So I know they're wrapped with that exposure, as are all our sponsors, and I've got to give it out to Port of Melbourne and Downer and all our major sponsors, Werribee Automotive, who have been with us for 25 years.
They're my sponsor today.
They're 25 years involved with one club is a wonderful milestone and great loyalty involved. So, all our sponsors have stood by us, and we're really proud of that. As we are of our membership, we've got 1,400 members again this year. In a season where it's been interrupted by COVID and we missed a whole season the year before. Our members have really stood by us, and we're really grateful to the Williamstown faithful for that support.
Jason, if the support, look at the support here today. It's great scenes. You've got kids kicking the football on the ground, just around the spectators. The atmosphere is really good. Just need a few more goals scoreboard at this moment, but that's okay. It's only a football game. It doesn't mean much. It's the off-field part, and you're doing a great job. And the Williamstown Footy Club, you've got to just have a look at this. This is just spectacular. Look out there and just see the water. But thanks very much for joining us, and all the people that listen on the YouTube, or watching on YouTube. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Tony. I appreciate your support, and for everyone watching, stick with the Seagulls. We'll be right.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Yeah, they certainly will be. Thank you, Stoney. Thank you, Jason, there. So, get on board the Seagulls because, they're going to be making finals, no doubt about that. They've got Aspley next week in the run home, and in fact, they've don't have any remaining buys left in the competition. So they've got Aspley, then Sandringham, Box Hill, Coburg, Casey, and North Melbourne. So just one trip to Queensland to come. And then the rest are all going to be local and an even split of home games. So plenty of action here at Downer Oval in the run to the finals, and then anything can happen after that. 8-3-51 Geelong, 4-4-28 Williamstown on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. And, the Cats are back out there on the ground. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with all the second half action coming up next here from Downer Oval. So teams back out on the ground to get this second half underway. 8-3-51 plays 4-4-28. It is the Geelong side leading Williamstown here at Downer Oval. And as we heard before the break with Jason Reddick, great things happening off the park as we can see some of the match stats to half-time. Half-time brought to you by the Port of Melbourne. And Shebexter, you read out some of those a little bit earlier in the game. But in terms of the main stats to half-time, kicks pretty even, handballs pretty even, all even across the board pretty much.
Having said that, though, Geelong do lead, and that also shows up on the scoreboard as well. 85-66. The kicks Geelong way, handballs 52-49. Williamstown still leading the inside 50 department, though 20-18. And a lot of those were in that first quarter where they just weren't able to capitalise on taking that ball inside. And it was good work by Geelong's defence to be able to clear it at the time as well. They still lead in the free kick department, the Cats, 10-7. Stoppages, 18 hitouts to 17 Williamstown's way. So Downey's been doing pretty well in the centre of the ground, but Geelong being able to get better use of the ball out of the centre. 16 clearances to 14 for the Cats. 37 marks to Geelong, 20 to the Seagulls, and a lot of those have been uncontested for Geelong. A lot of chipping around, a lot of that short kicking as they move their players into position. And as Pete said, the score sees the Cats in front 8-3-51 to the Seagulls 4-4-28 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
For Western Automotive, Stoney on the boundary line, and I guess there's been no change to the weather conditions. Still magnificent out there with no breeze.
No breeze. A little wafty towards the sea, as I mentioned. We've actually got the sun cream, Peter.
Oh,
it's
good.
so beautiful.
Just wear a hat.
You can afford it.
Yeah, I don't think you'll need it.
No, but it's
Yeah,
nice
sun
winter.
cream
Nice winter. Thanks to Western Automotive.
Exactly.
Probably on the
right.
few days you could bring out the UV5 and be safe, Stoney.
Correct.
No problem whatsoever. All right, team's getting back into position for this second half. Can the Seagulls respond? It was a 5-2 quarter in favour of the Cats, and the umpire will hold the ball aloft, and away we go in this third quarter. Downey and Ford to go at it. And Fort will get the tap down, only as far as Hunt, but Fort will have another go at it. Cross to Constable, will work across the ground, and nicely done. Tahini takes the mark. Just forced to slow up a little bit. Some options on our broadcast side, they'll be ignored. Decides to go up the line instead. Ball going through the hands there of Lang, and it's been turned over. Chance here for the Seagulls. Galucci works it through the middle of the ground, can get some run going too. Ball into the pocket.
Yeah.
Mark taken nicely. Gown takes it. Good start for the Seagulls. The first kick of the afternoon from Mark Stone on the boundary. That one for Western Automotive. Well, let's see if we can get the Seagulls off to the best of possible starts in this third term. Right near the boundary line, right near Mark Stone. But as I said before, this is a kick that they'd be practicing regularly. Right near the player race. As Gown comes in. Very deliberate approach, just actually pops it up. This is going to be off hands and through from behind.
I think he tried to steer that one through, Stoney, did he? Instead of kicking through it, he just tried to glide it through.
Tried to glide it through, Tony.
Yeah, probably not the right thing to do. Use that little bit of a breeze to your advantage is probably the way to do it. Anyway, ball in the back of the pack. Miles now for Williamstown. Just couldn't get his hands to it. Comes loose. Here's a chance for the Cats again through Clark. He goes across the ground. Geelong with control of the ball now. McLaughlin in towards full forward. Bounces. And a player was held. It was a Williamstown player that was held in the end. Let's see who comes out with the footy. It is Leslie who'll take the free kick for the Seagulls. Defensive 50 for Williamstown. Goes to the Port Phillip Bay side of the ground. No mark taken. Ball bounces off a few sets of hands in the end. And being held up with it is Guthrie. And we'll have a bounce. 60 out from Geelong's goal. It was glassy conditions out there on the water, and that wafting of a wind that Stoney's been talking about is prevalent now as we start to get a little bit of chop on that water as well. Kick across the face of goal for Williamstown. Could have been dangerous had Jarvis been able to do something with it, but it bounced away from him and out of bounds.
Yeah, it was Gallucci who was with the kick. As this ball to be thrown in. Have it tossed back in here. Downey takes it from the ruck contest. Again, a high up and under. Look, Clark was underneath it. It's right near the boundary line. Does it say no? It does not. In fact, is it going to be a free kick? It is. Miles to take the free kick. Again, Smith just throws his hands up and says, I'm not sure what for, but it'll be Miles to take it. We'll go short. They've got some options here, but they just need to be clean. Meadows will go long. Ball off hands. Now an opportunity for Guthrie for the Cats. To Kruger. Called to play on. Goes across the ground dangerously. Again, Downey got hands to it, couldn't complete it. Here's Meadows, dragged down in the tackle by Stevens. Managed to release the footy. Important contest here. Is that high? No, well done, Constable, to not drift too high on that tackle. Ball dribbling forward. Kruger brought down in the tackle. And the umpire says, give it to me. He might have been taken a little bit high as well.
I thought the same too, yeah.
And there is a bit of push and shove because Rich didn't like that attention. As the ball's tossed back up. Fort, Hunts, picked up, whistles going everywhere. There's a holding free kick, and again the push and shove continuing, and Rich and Kruger were going at it, and the umpires picked out the free kick for Rich.
Yeah, slung him off the ball. That's the reason Western Automotive slung him off the ball and gave him a free kick.
So Corey Rich will get the handball off. Massive kick by Hibbard to the top of the goal square. They fly it off hands and through for another behind. But it's Williamstown peppering the goals, the Nelson brothers scoreboard, as they try to bring themselves ever closer.
Thurlow plays on. Sends it down towards the wing area. No mark taken. Ball loose now. Here comes Williamstown. Mellington with the handball and the kick into the right direction, but jumping in front of him and taking the mark, I think, is it Gowan?
Yep.
Yep, it is. Rodder had it lined up right in the hands, even had them out. Stoney, you would have saw that right in front of you, but Gowan just jumping in front and safely taking it for Williamstown.
Oh, the umpire's gone over.
Oh, no, that's twice in a minute. I saw one down the other pocket.
Get the right boots on, son.
Exactly. Moulders or long stops here,
Correct.
Stoney?
Long stops.
As Gowan comes in and gets one on the board in this third quarter for the Seagulls as they start to claw back a 21-point lead. It now becomes 15 points. It is Williamstown 5-6-36 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard to the Cats 8-3-51, a 15-point margin.
As we take a look at the replay, the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay, they're just finding some open space now, the Seagulls, and open space inside the 50. And Noah Gowan, great mark. He's been good today.
Thanks to Western Automotive, Tia Miles is a player for me that's really the key playmaker in the back half. He sets up play down there, which has been really instrumental in that goal.
Back in the middle we go. Fort to do his own ruck work and take the ball out of the pack. He's had 1, 2, 3 goes at it now. He coughed it up and the ball will be thrown up as Mellington will hand the footy back to the umpire. Fort. Brownless. Ball spilling free. McLaughlin. Found Clark. Shot from 50s. Not going to be a goal. Snuck it in for another behind on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard here at Downer Oval this afternoon. And it is Williamstown at the moment with a little bit of the momentum in this third term.
Grazier with the kick. An awkward looking one in the end that came off. It could have been disastrous for him as well.
Kick.
That was a beautiful kick, Stoney. You're right up to the wing area. Williamstown now just moving it around through Downey. The big fella will look to go short, and it probably wasn't the right option in the end as Tahini steps in and gets a 50. There's not much in that, was it?
No.
It was a knock away by Gown as Tahini now drives it into the forward line. No one there for the Cats. Actually kicked off the ground in the end by Evans.
There's a downfield free kick, I think. Yeah, there is.
Or no, there's actually a free kick back up to Williamstown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
downfield for Williamstown. Sorry, just to...
Downfield becomes upfield.
Yes, because Mellington and Tahini were going at it. So that was something that was off the ball as that ball was coming in. So a free kick now at half back for the Seagulls.
And Mellington will take it. Decides to go back. And now Williamstown look to mount a challenge. Leslie onto the right boot. Nice kick. Yeah, Miles ends up with it though, Stoney. You're safe, man. Kicks it inside 50. Rich on the right. That is a beautiful kick. Slung to the ground as it hit the boot. But it flew through the air and through the middle of the goals. And the Seagulls get their second for the quarter. And now bring it back to a 10-point margin. It is Williamstown 6-6-42 to the Cats 8-4-52 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
Well, Taya Miles on the stats for Delray National Foods. Up to 17 disposals now for the game. That's game high. Ockenball with 16, Constable with 15 for the Cats. And the replay, we can see it here, the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay. And they just found some space, and it was Rich kicking his second goal for the afternoon, getting it done. And the pressure now very much on the Cats because it's a wave of momentum for the Seagulls. Back in the middle we go. It's Fort over the back to Brownless. Ockenball coming through, got the handball to McLaughlin. Good transfer, all the footy by the Cats. It just need the finish. Couldn't quite get there. Neil had his arms chopped, and there'll be a free kick. So they moved it quickly there, the Cats, and they might get the instant reply. Shannon Neal.
Thanks to Western Automotive. Just how important is the centre square bounce? You've seen that they took the ball away from the centre really easy, the Cats, and that's why there's a kick on goal. So whoever's getting the advantage in the middle, that's where the ball ends up.
Shannon Neal with 5 goals for the season. Chance just to halt the momentum of the Seagulls. The margin is 10 before this kick. And he's got it. 6th goal for the season for Shannon Neal. And, well, that's a bit more breathing space. That's back out to 16 points on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
Yep, the steadier that they probably needed. The Cats, the Seagulls 6-6-42. To the Cats 9-4-58.
Really crucial now, Stoney, as you said, we're working our way through this third quarter. We have a look at the DSV Global Transport Logistics replay, but you mentioned that centre bounce contest, and it really has been a great contest. Tom Downey going up against Darcy Fort.
Clearances are dead even as well, too. 23 apiece clearances for both teams.
Good stat.
Knocked forward by Fort for the Cats. What can happen out of this clearance? Who's going to get it? It's ended up kicked off the ground by Mellington for Williamstown. Centre half forward now. Pile up and we'll have a bounce. Mellington did well there actually. Kicked it off the ground and then found himself on the bottom of the pile. 20 metres forward. Ford again with the touch for the Cats. Ball sent back into the forward line. Rodder's under it. He was pushed away. Over the line. Got the handball, though, to his teammate in Rich, who tried to dribble it through. Guthrie getting back for the Cats, and they get to clear through Stevens.
Yeah, they do. The long ball outside of 50. Whoa, flying high there, Evans. He was looking straight into the sun. That's why they all missed it in the end, but it could be a crucial turnover. Ball dribbling forward in the Gallucci direction. Has to work hard to pick it up. Plenty of Cats around him, but there's a turnover. Now the ball back inside the 50. Beats the initial pack. Rodder there waiting. Going to be wrapped up in the tackle. Ball spills free. Chance for the Cats. Here's Kruger streaming out of defence. His kick up to a very vacant 50. And working here is Leslie, who's got Jenkins for company. They've got to be clean here. Through they go. McCready for the Seagulls. Did well in the... Oh, no, until he turned it over. Evans, they should make the pay pretty much straight away. The kick in the Brownless direction. He takes the mark. He sets sail from 48 metres out, and he's going to miss everything. And we'll have it thrown in right next to the behind post. Well, it's just the pressure that both sides are under at the moment. As we wait for this ball to be tossed back in. Deep into attack for the Cats. Trying to get to ground is Jenkins. Brownless laying the tackle. Meadows coming through for the Seagulls. Need to get it away. Did well in the end. They just need a clearing kick, and now they get one, but this may be temporary. Kruger. Oh, he was under pressure in the end. Well done by Rich. Ball falling into the arms of Pickus, who needs to just clear it away. They need to be clean here. They will. Meadows works it to Mellington. Thought about the outlying handball and went for it. The kick was short, but it's good. Running through Gallucci. One-on-one contest here. Rodder just got to be clean on Black. He couldn't in the end, but he might have been pushed in the back. There's a push in the back. It's going the way of the Cats, though. It's Aaron Black to take the free kick, relieving, because he was in all sorts of trouble.
Brings it out to Smith. He goes short. Finds Brownless, centre half back for Geelong. His short kick finds Constable. Once again, they look to set up play. Oh, Constable nearly went a little bit too hard with that. Clark was able to drag it in with the one hand and take a relieving mark.
Oh,
Brownless had the ball in his hands. It was knocked out by Andrews, but the umpire said there was a bit of holding happening there. So Brownless will get the kick either way. Probably could have been paid the mark as well. Oscar Brownless, son of the King of Geelong. Billy drives it long. Pack forms, ball hits the ground and ends up going over the line.
Williamstown have to get a goal, boys. Western Automotive. They've got to get a goal now because they let Geelong get another one. It's another goal in front. 4 goals. It's going to take a bit to come back from there.
Yeah, and they did it right at the start. They kicked the first 2 goals of this quarter and looked like they had control. Geelong have been able to wrestle one back. Speaking of wrestling, plenty of that happening on the ground. We'll have another bounce.
so the ball tossed back up. Fort just working again over his head. There's a too high free kick going Geelong's way. Thinking about it, Simpson wanted to give it off. Just being held up. He goes short to Guthrie, who goes inboard. That was nicely done. It's inside the 50, off hands to the line, and that's where it will go. Paulson, no real interest in keeping that ball in. And so we'll have it tossed back in. Deep into attack again from the Cats. Halfway through this third quarter here at Downer Oval this afternoon. Big contest. Top 4 spots up for grabs. As the ball spills free. Now a chance. Toner for the Seagulls. Just puts it out into open space and Tate can run onto it. Ollie Tate, ball back inside 50. It's a deep ball. Working here Jenkins. Just went on the other side of the boot. His kick will pitch inside the boundary line. And then we'll roll out and we'll have it thrown in again. You can see that magnificent view of the bay. And the fans having a good day as well this afternoon here at Downer Oval. Perfect conditions for football as the ball's tossed back in. Well, it's going to be a really shallow throw-in. Jenkins did well actually to try and make the contest. Got around Hunt. Quick kick out of the pack. Here's a behind for Stevens. So another one added to the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. 58 playing 42. Let's see what the Seagulls can do here.
Someone might have just scored themselves a footy out the back as that one went over the water towers. Okay, the Seagulls looking to set something up. Possession footy, what it's all about for them. They need to take control of it. Mellington does. A bounce on the left. Goes out wide to the bay side. And the switch is back on again, out to the broadcast side where Toner takes it. He's short pass now, finds Daly Andrews. Players running around, but Geelong have them pretty well manned up Andrews in towards centre half. Punch from behind by Thurlow for the Cats. Comes out now towards Ockenbaugh. He goes out to his teammate in Jarvis. Bayside wing. Jarvis short. Finds Clark. Clark short as well.
Shellcraft.
Shellcraft sends it in towards the goal square. Ball comes down. And so do a ton of players will have a bounce. 35 out from the Cats' goal. They lead by 16 points.
What they've been able to do is just maintain possession here, the Cats. They may not be getting the ultimate reward. McLaughlin, first and second effort here. But at least they're hanging on to it. As the ball will be thrown up. As we tick down towards time on in this third quarter. Jenkins grabbed it out of the ruck, goes over the shoulder, but it's going to be marked last line of defence. Dean takes it. Just needs a little bit of space to be able to clear the ball, which he duly gets from Smith. Oh, it's a flat-looking kick, but it actually worked out okay, Pickus. And now they've got them on the overlap. So a real opportunity here for the Seagulls to get them on the overlap. Ball here in the hands of Myers, wrapped up in the tackle. The cavalry arrive just in the nick of time for the Cats. They just need to be clean. They can't be. Good tackling pressure. Tate is there, and the umpire says, give it to me. That was dangerous for the Cats.
Oh, Stoney, I reckon Rich could have done just a little bit more with the Shepherd for Myers there.
Lack of talking.
Yeah.
Ball back into play. Meadows grabs it. 45 metres out around the body. The Shepherd it to the line. Probably going to be a holding free kick anyway for Geelong.
Well picked up.
Yep. Yeah, Thurlow couldn't really move. He was ragdolled there. So free kick going the way of the Cats' last line of defence.
Very lucky. It was touched anyway, I think, because the umpire was about to signal the behind. Constable drives it up to the wing. Pack of players fly. No one can take the mark. And again, players dive on the ball. We'll have a bounce. Cats by 16 points. Coming up to the 20-minute mark of this third quarter. Ockenbauer sends it up to the wing. Here's a chance for the Seagulls.
Gosh.
As that was Gallucci who drove that one in forward. No mark taken for the Cats. The ball drives loose. Kicked away this time now by Black. And he finds a teammate in Constable.
Bit of slipping and sliding too, boys. It's still really greasy on top.
Yeah, notice that. Black takes it back off Constable. And the Cats just slowing it down a little bit now. It'll be part time wasting, just part settling. Black now drives it up to the wing. Good mark in front of the pack by Jarvis. Ended up being uncontested in the end. Here come the Cats now around that outer wing area. Kick into full forward. In front there was Jenkins. Also Clark knocked away from both of them.
Is that a goal?
Yep.
Who was it in the end that
Tate.
got it?
I think it's Ollie Tate.
Who got it from the back of the pack. And the Cats get another one on the board, and that hurts the Seagulls because it means the margin is now 22 points. It's Williamstown 6-6-42 to Geelong 10-4-64.
Western Automatic, the game's a game of interest. We've seen the ball and come down, and Williamstown opportunity 2-on-1 situation. They fluffed it up because they didn't talk, and then the ball goes in there written for a goal. It's just a game of interest in this game, no doubt.
10-5-65, that Geelong score, 6-6-42. The Seagulls, Nelson Brothers scoreboard. There's still the replay of the DSV Global Transport and Logistics scoreboard. And you're right, Shebex, that one did hurt the Seagulls. Ball back in the middle. Looking ball, back to Fort. Meadows just trying to clear the area. Rodder takes the mark. Strong mark too, De Koning. And so he'll go back and have the shot at goal. And a chance to get one immediately back. Important kick here. We're in the 22-minute mark, heading towards the 22-minute mark of this third term. And this will be a real team lifter if he can kick it from here. Nick Rodder Goal in the opening quarter this afternoon. From the paint of 50. He gave it everything. It goes all the way to the line. Downey trying to be the tall timber on the line, but through for behind. So Geelong getting the ball back. And it'll be Thurlow to bring the ball back in. As he can run his full measure. Going to that outer side. Real flat-looking kick, and it's going to be turned over, you would think. Hibberd got in the way, but again, they're just not clean. Chance again for the Cats. It ends up with Constable. He goes around the body, and that's going to hit the interchange bench. He saw a sea of Cats. Unfortunately, they were benched. So a turnover, it'll be a Seagulls ball. And
hit everyone inside it too, you're right. Hibberd now drives it out wide. The switch on for Williamstown. Short kick from Dean.
Grice has played a particularly good game, Chebex, this afternoon.
Decides to go short with that kick. And Miles will end up with it now. He's short kick to Meadows. Back to Miles through the middle of the ground. Right foot kick goes high. No real direction in that. Ball comes down. Attempt there from Malice to move it forward for Williamstown.
Holding the ball.
Holding the ball's going to be paid, you reckon, Stoney? It is too. I thought... Well, Malice had the ball. There were players lying on him, and they're holding the ball's going to go against Constable. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, Williamstown with the ball. That's the main thing and the good thing. Mellington on the left. Floats that one in. Oh, but the mark taken, wasn't it? I thought it touched other hands as well.
No, that was a fair mark.
Downey at the back of the pack. There was about 3 or 4 players in the pack. And Downey got the big mitts out in front and then sent it over the back on a juggling attempt and was able to take it in the end.
Yeah.
Is he going to run around here? Maybe not.
He's a ruckman.
Well, he's a ruckman, exactly, Stoney. This could be a wobbly drop punt that goes through. No, he does run around on the left, and that is a beautiful kick from the ruckman. Good work by Downey. Strong mark, strong goal. And another one on the board for Williamstown. Just brings that margin even closer again. Williamstown now, I think, a 7-7-49 to the Cats 10-5-65. Can't see the scoreboard that well here at Downer Oval because there's people standing in front of it.
That is correct.
It is correct.
Every now and then my Wi-Fi goes down, so it doesn't update on my screen. Anyway, we've got it right. 7-7-49 to 10-5-65. It is the Cats by 16 points.
The Nelson Brothers scoreboard, but the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay there. Downey, great mark. As the ball back in the middle. Fort working down. Hunt's just lost a handle on it. Simpson going around in circles for the Cats, but he'll send them forward. Ball through the hands of Miles. McLaughlin to run onto it, maybe. Clark's there, though. He's kicked across the ground, no good. And Henderson takes it. Now, could switch to the broadcast side because the player in space is Hibberds. Finds him, little juggler. Making some space here is Liam Hunt. Decides against that, wants to go further afield. Myers has got a bit of work to do here. He held his ground, wrapped up in the Smith tackle, dragged to ground too. Good contest, and the umpire will throw the ball up. 26 minutes gone in this third quarter. The Seagulls, you feel, just one more before three-quarter time just to really put some doubt in Cats' minds. That's a throw. No call from the umpire. In fact, it is. Oh, it's a sling tackle in the end. Well, the ball was hurled out. A matter of which came first, but a bit of push and shove again too. Sam Simpson will get to his feet and take this free kick. So he's got the short option, which he's going to honour of Lang. And Lang's going to go on the 45, just to McLaughlin. Looks up. And, well, he's looking up to a sea of one-on-one contest. This ball in the Constable direction. He had his arms chopped. He's going to take the free kick again. The Williamstown fans not liking it. The Constable will send Geelong into attack in the Jenkins direction. The Flyers come in from all sides. At the bottom of the pack is Toner. He's not going anywhere, and the umpire will throw the ball up. So 27 minutes gone, that Nelson Brothers scoreboard. And it's in the right part of the ground if you're a Cats fan.
It certainly is. Up it goes. The tap there was from the big fella in Fort for the Cats.
Oh,
they weren't able to utilise it that well. Shot
Dear,
kick
dear.
out.
Cam Polson just put the ball out in the full.
Yeah.
And 50, is it? No.
No. So it'll be Clark with the kick for the Cats. Tough kick for him here, so he'll look for an option if he can find one, but looks like he's going to have the shot. He'll kick from 48 on the boundary. He'll set it out in front of goal and allow it to float in, just like that.
Brilliant.
Marvellous kick by Jordan Clark. Went straight through the middle. And another one on the board to the Cats as they retain their 22-point margin again. It's Geelong, 11-5, 71 to the Seagulls, 7-7-49. 28 and a half minutes gone here in the third quarter.
Nelson Brothers scoreboard here at Downer Oval. Stoney, what happens when you don't have a breeze for Western Automotive?
No, just going to say, just have a look at young Mellington. Adam Markon was having a chat to the umpire. Mellington's been receiving some treatment off the ball, and the captain wasn't too happy, so he went to the umpire and had a chat and said, listen, you got to look after the player. So that was interesting, little byplay there.
I'll find out more about that tomorrow, Stoney. I'll sit next to him at work.
Well, there you go.
The ball back in the middle.
I'm sure I'll hear all about it.
Ball back in the middle. Well, the Seagulls need the response. Downey trying to provide that, just paddling in front of him. Mockenball, though, got there first. Ball hacked towards half forward. Lang just dispossessed by Rodder. Off the ground goes Mellington, trying to find some space. Black on the last line of defence. Needs to be clean. Just got some outliers in support. Guthrie going to the line. Is it going to be a behind? It is. Yeah. Might have been a lot of pressure there. The Seagulls fans didn't think so. Kruger's in two minds here as he runs out of the defensive goal square. You can understand why. Markon goes around the body. Oh, good mark over the top. Nicely done, Jenkins.
Strong.
Just spending some time down back. And he's saying to his teammates, get down the field and settle down. Because just a little rattled in these last couple of minutes. Clark, the goal kicker from before, wants to hug the boundary side. That far side of the ground. The Port Phillip Bay side of the ground. De Koning is the target. He's got a pack of players to beat. It's McLaughlin who's got it, and he's going to turn it over. Works it here, Leslie, in the middle of Downer Oval. Kick across the ground is a good one to Andrews, who looks up and doesn't see too many Seagulls in front of him in space.
No, they got some numbers back, Geelong.
Meadows is the short option. Goes longer than that. It's going to go there to Rodder. Oh, almost the grab over the top for Myers, but it's Markon getting the ball out. Downey to try and find some space. He can't. He fumbled at the crucial moment, and that is three-quarter time as Jenkins kicks the ball into open space. An entertaining quarter of football, that one. 30 minutes and 24 seconds. And it is Geelong 11-5-71, leading Williamstown 7 goals, 8-50 in that quarter. 3 goals each, 3 goals apiece. 3 goals, 2 for the Cats. And well, some opportunities there for the Seagulls. 3 goals, 4. But the margin is 21 points as we head into three-quarter time on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Let's give you the goal kickers for Delray National Foods. And for the Cats, 3 goals to Ben Jarvis and 2 to Josh Jenkins, and singles to Clark, Stevens, Evans, Neal and McLaughlin. And for Williamstown, Rich has 2 and then singles the rest. Downey, Rodder, Pickus, Gown and Malice.
And we have spoken most of the game about how Geelong have been leading in the stats departments. Well, Williamstown had a lot of the footy in that third quarter and have clawed that back. They now lead in disposals, 252 to 245. So great work by Williamstown to get their hands on the ball and use it. And they've been doing it well, just haven't been able to get full use of it. Obviously, that reflects on the scoreboard. Still the Cats in front of the kicks department, and Williamstown now 95 to 84 handballs. 38 apiece for the inside 50s, and Geelong still leading the free kicks 19 to 14. And on the individual stats. You've got them there,
Yeah,
Pat?
I've got them. Stefan Ockenbaugh leading all comers today, 21 disposals. Charlie Constable with 20 disposals. And on the Williamstown side, we've got Liam Hunt on 20 and Luke Meadows on 18, along with Taya Miles. So three-quarter time for the Port of Melbourne, and it is Geelong 11-5-71 to Williamstown 7-8-50. A short break. We'll be inside the huddle, the Williamstown huddle, at three-quarter time, and then a big final quarter to come. Let's see if the Seagulls can get back into it here at Downer Oval. So let's get inside the Williamstown huddle at three-quarter time. Apologies in advance for the language, but here's Justin Plapp talking to his team.
Make them work, all right? So we're 4 goals down, and we're going to have to take a few risks. Does that mean that we're going to be really reckless? No, it's not. I want you to be fearless, all right? So nothing changes in regards to where we want to keep the ball in motion. So if the switch is there, all right, I want you to take it really quickly. All right, if we get held up, and we're not going to kick the roost. We're not going to kick the roost. So I'd rather see you kick a talk along the ground, because you can see when we do that, like the chaos ball actually really challenged them a few times. All right, so roost, flatter roost kicks or kick it wider roost. All right, inside 50, I don't want to go to Pomo at all. All right, I'd rather see you launch from 60 with a talk and kick it off the side of your boot, because that's challenging rods, isn't it? Or kick it on the ground. Make them defend, because they don't like the ball on the ground. All right, so. So I want to see you make really drive. Boys, this is the first time we've been in this situation. It's Sandy early in the year, but this is an opportunity now for really to stand up and show what we're about. We're a contest-based team. We're a fucking tough defensive team. Defensively, we've done really well today. This is our chance. So you talk about letting them run over us, all right, or let the score be what it is. Well, we have a crack at it.
Let's go. Go with heart, boys.
See ya, be on the edge.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, fucking rough them up a bit.
Come on.
And see if we can suck them in. And
Yeah, boys.
I don't want you to lose the plot, but be on the edge because that might
Let's
be the
go.
difference.
Come on.
Okay, so there's Justin Plapp outside of the huddle. Stoney jump in when we've got our interview ready to go at three-quarter time.
I'm just waiting to get the coach, the assistant coach, development coach, and Jeff in that third quarter there. Geelong, the centre square was really important, but how did the sort of coach from that perspective?
Yeah, they got us a couple of times in centre square, Stoney, where they've come out and we've sort of come in to attack it, and you know they've got their hands on the ball first, and then they've been able to get a contested mark. We sort of feel like most of the game is all right, sloppy stuff, but we'll kick the ball and turn it over, and then we struggle to defend their marks from there, and they go pretty quickly to good forwards. We'd like to be a goal closer, but we're a good finishing team, so looking forward to this one.
Thanks, Joff.
Thank you there to Stoney for Western Automotive, the three-quarter time break for the Port of Melbourne.
Impressive, Justin Platt. Clear, concise, and his players left that huddle totally clear as to what they had to do in this quarter to win the match.
Yep, so as we get ready for a start in this final term.
Interesting, Mellington's been moved out to a wing, has been on the ball for most of the game. Now comes out to this broadcast wing. Jordan Clark on him.
21 points is the margin. Here we go in the final term here at Downer Oval this afternoon. And after that from Justin Plapp, how will Williamstown respond? Fort and Downey. Ball into the path here of Gallucci. And just managed to get that kick away. It dribbles up towards half forward. Meadows to try and come and meet it. He'll have a second go on it. Ran into the tackle. Still managed to get the handball away. Little quick kick out of the pack. All the way to the goal line. It's fortuitous, and they get the first and the last to the Seagulls. And don't you reckon they're fired up about that as well? It is Noah Gown. And he's got his second of the afternoon, and that's the perfect start for the Seagulls on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
Couldn't have done it any better if they tried. Williamstown, that was a fantastic start for them. A goal in the first 30 seconds of this final quarter.
It was Luke Meadows as that ball came. He had second, third, fourth go at it, just managed to tumble it forward. And this kick right up to the goal square. And Gown, the right place at the right time, put it through on the DSV Global Transport and Logistics replay. A Delray National Foods goal, an important one.
It's exactly, Stoney, what Justin Plapp said in the break there. Just move it forward, get it forward. Don't do anything, don't take too long to do it. Just get it up there and give our blokes a chance, especially on the ground, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, rough football he calls it, just rough football. Get it along the ground, don't get it up too high, just run the ball forward and let them get to the ground. So he really emphasised at that break about if we keep it close to the ground, they don't like to defend. That's what he was implying.
Yeah, correct. So Downey gets the tap, looks for Meadows, couldn't take the ball. Players dive on it again. That's our third bounce in a matter of 20 seconds. Clearance needed. Downey once more, but it's going to be the Cats who get the clearance. Constable gets the handball away, but a throw. Said the umpire, no handball at all. And that's great for Williamstown because it falls into the hands of Malice, who runs down the wing. Short kick right up, inside 50, takes it on the chest. And the big fella will go back and try and slot one home from 45 out.
He's their man.
Yep. Well, they were talking about him in the three-quarter time huddle, weren't they, Stoney?
Yeah, he's a man they've got to get the ball to. He gets out in the lead, he's got to put this through and lead by example. He's a good kick for goal and a really important player.
Nick Rodder has 11 goals for the season and 70 career goals in the VFL from his 39 games. He kicks from 48. He got too much air on that one and it went too right as well. So it goes out of bounds on the full, and the Cats now will take it out of defence.
Now, after all that build-up, it's still enterprising for the Cats. Thurlow's going back to Kruger. So, Kruger, defensive goal square. Oh, gee, got around the player and did a nice job there. He played well today as Nathan Kruger. His kick, well, just trying to go for as much distance as possible, but in the end, turned it over and Dean took the mark. short, just the 15. Paulson across the ground, finds Downey. So Downey will kick the ball wider. And they're just going to build it here. Malice, handball over the top. Just want to get some run going. McCready inside the 50. They do bomb it long. DeConing lost a handle on it. Quick kick by Gallucci. It's another behind, but they are peppering the goals. The Nelson Brothers scoreboard. They just need a Delray National Foods goal here in this final quarter, but the margin getting ever closer. The next goal important.
Certainly is. Up it goes. And a good mark coming from the back of the pack there for Jarvis for the Cats. He's got a loose man up here in Neil. Finds him, and he takes the mark. Coming over the back, just a little bit too late was McCready. Couldn't get the hand of the ball. So Neil now. He goes short. Two options there. The front option was Shellcraft. Sends it in the front of goal. Nice roving here, this time by McLaughlin. Lost the ball in the end. Ball picked up off the ground by Evans. Kick in the front of goal. Ockenbaugh sprays wide and through for one behind.
He knew it as soon as that ball left the boot that it wasn't going to go through for a goal, and Greiser will pick up a new footy. So he waits and will go short dangerously, but good position for Paulson. Got McCready on the broadcast side. And another dangerous kick, but again it comes off. Hibbert up to the challenge and wants to get some run going for the Seagulls. We'll go wider. Find Hunt. He goes a bit wider too. Malice will go for a run. Kicking ball. It's a good one too. Pickus takes it. Wanted to go on. Decided against that option. He goes with a little chipping ball and finds Marcon. So Marcon will go back and take the shot, you would think. And you would think he'd have no trouble getting the trip too.
It's a hard pocket, that one. Hardest on the ground, I reckon.
It is, but for a guy of his experience, the skipper, this would be a real team lifter. Adam Marcon just taking plenty of time over this one, understandably so. He prepares to come in. A real lifter required. His kick all the way to the line. Has it made it through?
Touched
no,
it.
it's touched. Just needed about 30 centimetres more and he would have been okay. Aaron Black to bring the ball back in.
30 centimetres, I think that's overestimating. Mellington steps in from the kick out and takes the mark on the chest, the intercept mark. That was a bad kick out from Black. And Mellington getting in there, and this is a goal that they need. It'll bring it to within, what is it now, 14 points? 8 points will be the margin should Mellington go back and slot this through. There's the kick. It's a beauty. The boy from Benalla just floats left.
Yeah, you called that early.
Yeah, I did. Well, it looked early from my eyes. I'll cop that at work tomorrow too.
Well, you wanted to will it over. All right, double or nothing for Black as he kicks outside the 50 again. And that's a good mark. Jarvis from position.
He's done well, this boy, though.
Yeah, he has. A bit of push and shove going on. Mellington getting some attention there from Stevens. That battle continuing. Ball long. Oh, one-handed. That's been two sensational marks in exactly the same spot from Neil in this final quarter. Under all sorts of pressure. Now he looks up. Doesn't see much. Mellington and Stevens are still going at it. That's going to go on for some time, I think. As the ball with Hunt. Working it across Greiser. They're just working ever-diminishing circles. Miles. Oh, here's Neil again. You'd back him in from there, but McCready did well in the front position. Clearing kick, though. Clark deep inside the 50 for the Cats. Grim defending here. Greiser just clears the area for the Seagulls. It'll be temporary because Simpson does well. Gets him board. The kick going long and high. Bit of push and shove. Kruger just off hands. Miles did well just to rove it His kick into a dangerous position, but they should be okay. Pickus, they've got numbers on the overlap here. Gown will kick from half back towards half forward, looking for Rich. Couldn't take the mark. Plenty of cats around the footy. Thurlow works back. Black just takes his time, lowers the eyes. Did well in the end, and Tate takes the mark.
Options up forward covered for Tate. So he just slows it down and decides to go with the short one. So the Cats with the lead. Slim as it may be at the moment, it's enough. Williamstown through the hands of Malice.
Made a real impact since making his
He
debut
has.
a couple of weeks ago for the Seagulls.
Just moving it around ever so slightly now. The Seagulls. Kick up into the right direction. Couldn't hold the mark. Ball comes down.
Downey.
Downey it was, the big fella.
Oh,
That time the boy from Benalla. Just a different one. Gets the goal. Oh, good work by Downey. The big fella roving the pack and getting his second of the game piece.
Yes.
Yeah, second for the game. And the Seagulls go to 9-11-65, a 7-point margin. 11-6-72, the Cats on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
As we had another look of that on the DSV Global Transport Logistics replay. Another Delray National Foods goal. Huge for the Seagulls. All the momentum now in this final quarter. We've seen this plenty of times at this ground, Stoney.
yeah, I mean, they love the atmosphere of this ground, and they'll just keep coming at the Seagulls, no doubt about that.
So ball back in the middle. The 10-minute mark of this final term. And Downey, after kicking the goal straight into the ruck, working with Fort. It's been an intriguing battle. The kick up towards half forward. Guthrie needs to be clean. He was 360'd in the tackle. Hunt gets a handball. Here's Rich to close. Another one!
Wowee.
That's his third. And they're an irresistible force at the moment, the Seagulls. They're piling on the goals in this final term. And they've come to a standstill, Geelong, just the one behind in this quarter, and it's now a 1-point ball game on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
How often do we see it, Stoney, with thanks to Western Automotive, but momentum. He can just carry a team on and through. And Geelong, Fenningham look like they've just absolutely stopped still, but it's the momentum that just keeps moving Williamstown forward.
That the middle square, Danny's been super in this last quarter, but as I said early in the game, the Mellington's gone to a wing, but the centre square clearances are really, really vitally important right at this moment.
So, ball back in the centre. Fort and Downey. Fort got the handle at that time, but Williamstown looked like they'll get another clearance. Hibbert in there. He was held up though. Brownless with the tackle, and the big fella Fort as well. Again, Fort this time, once more, got a hand to it. Momentum went forward there in the tackle, but the umpire didn't see it though. He saw a throw instead.
He sat on his back. Umpire.
That is what it looked like from my side too, Stoney. Umpire didn't agree with us though. So the Cats now, a chance to drive it forward. Jenkins was pushed out of the way. So Williamstown now come out with it. Greiser.
He tried
Shocker.
to check side.
Yeah, he did. He wanted to banana that. He got the wrong side.
The banana bent the wrong way.
The intent was there.
Yes.
So Tate
Yep.
to go short and find Clark. Was that 15? The Seagulls fans say no. They're going to pull out some measuring tape during the week, I think. So Clark, deep ball into the pocket. Plenty of Seagulls around this one. Pickus flew, was spoiled the crucial moment. Here's a chance. Smith. It's going to be touched anyway, through for a behind. Margin is 2 points on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Well, maybe a handy point, Shebexter.
Well, it could be an important point, as they say, Pete. Miles sends it forward now for the Seagulls. Oh, touched over the line by Clark. And a throw-in to take place. 60 out. from the Geelong goal.
Tell you what, Shebex, we had Williamstown royalty just walking in front of us a little bit earlier. Terry Wheeler,
Oh, there you go.
former player, coach.
Former Bulldogs coach as well.
Yep, just walking in front of us.
Fort takes it, gets rid of it. And here come the Cats. Sent up forward.
Well
Good
done.
mark in front. Fantastic mark in front of the end by Leslie. In front of Jenkins. That was a good stoush. Leslie now onto the right. Broadcast wing. Big fly from behind
Mark on. That was
by Marcon. An unrealistic attempt is what I think the umpire said in the end. Kick forward this time now by Tate. Ball loose. Williamstown looking to clear. They do. Miles had his kick smothered though beautifully in the end by Tate. And the ball gets sent back in from the boot of Smith, where he finds his teammate in Neil, who'll have a shot on the boundary. About 45 out when he kicks it. A steady up for Geelong. They're only 2 points up. Margin got out to about 21, 22 points in that third quarter. The Seagulls have clawed it back. It is 10-11-71 Williamstown to Geelong 11-8. 74 compliments of that point.
on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Ball to come back in. Toner to bring the ball back in for Seagulls. Still got Markin on the broadcast side of the ground, but they've been favouring the Bay side for most of today, both teams. Short kick. And they should be able to clear. Andrews just got... Wow, that was interesting. Oh, DeConey, great mark for the Cats. Just slows things down. Will kick up the line. Andrews again. It was Forts. Now McLaughlin. Shot at goal. He's missed. Oh, we're doing this by behinds.
You couldn't imagine a draw, could you?
Yeah, I could. Happened here a couple of weeks ago, Stoney.
It did. Against the Tigers. It's Williamstown now, looking to do something with it. Leslie has the mark. Once again, all options in front of him pretty much covered up. So he's going to have to go long. He does. Up to the wing. Ryder gets pushed out of position. Ball comes down. Handball back by Thurlow. Ball's loose. Here's a chance for the Seagulls. Up in the air. Rich loses control of it. Players form a pack. Half forward flank. And a free. Did the umpire just hold his hand up for a free kick? No. Ooh, saw his right arm go out.
He was pointing.
Yeah, I thought so too. Anyway, Galucci was on the bottom of the pack again. The Cats look to bring it out of defence. Good work though.
On the 40.
The Seagulls? No.
It's close.
It is close.
I think Mr. Western Automotive on the boundary thought it was close too. Yeah, I did.
Again, another tackle brought down in that tackle was McCready. I'd love to call more of this, Pete, but I've got to head off to the MCG and do a game there.
Good to see you.
Great working
Shebex.
with you, mate. Stoney,
As
good work
always.
with you.
Yeah, thanks, Tony.
Hopefully we get to do it again soon.
We look forward to it. Thank you, Tony Shebeki. Is Galucci works it now in towards 50. Off hands. It should work out. Shellcraft, though, brought down in the tackle. Play on, said the umpire. Now under pressure was Guthrie. McLaughlin trying to go off with a little toe poke. It actually worked in the end. The ball up towards centre wing. Dangerous Neil through the hand back. And now another opportunity as Tate heads up towards 50. And the fist comes in from Leslie. We'll have it thrown in.
It's a great contest for Jack Leslie and the forwards of the Geelongs. He's played really well, Leslie, former Brisbane player.
Yep.
And it's really good, solid player.
We see the recruitment of what they've been able to do here, Williamstown. You see a number of the VFL sides. They get quality talent coming down. It's a destination club.
Yeah.
Downey to Meadows, brought down the tackle, and the umpire will come in again and intervene. The Cats clinging on deep in this final quarter, heading towards time on in this final term. The Nelson Brothers scoreboard. The margin is 4. And good tackling pressure from Constable. We'll see this stoppage occur.
If I haven't said enough, this Downer Oval looks magnificent. Magnificent conditions today, and the viewers on YouTube through the Williamstown Footy Club would have been loving the sight of this ground and the spectators here today.
Free kick going the way of the Cats. It'll go to Jenkins. will send them deep inside the 50. Jarvis, he was under pressure. Fort lurking, taken off the footy was Polson. Oh, it's a push out from Evans. And no call from the umpire. It's right near the line. We'll have it thrown in.
I was going to put the whistle in my mouth then.
Maybe the umpire was a little unsighted, but I was pretty clear. Oh, a bit of a let off there for the Seagulls. Ball tossed back in. Fort working with Downey. Downey just trying to paddle it. Fort doing exactly the same thing. Constable worked it out. Nice balking from Lang. Trying to get round one, trying to get round two. Here's a shot at goal. Yes! Well, it was untidy. That's a team lifter that Geelong needed. And heading into time on in this final quarter, Charlie Constable sends the margin back out to 10 points. He's first for the afternoon on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. That was huge, Stoney, for Western Automotive.
Yeah, he got around 2 players in, just had a little cider, and that's class and skill to be able to do that, because he's about 35 out and weaved through traffic to kick a goal. A real, as you said, team lifting goal, but Willie still aren't out of it yet because they'll just keep clawing their way, keep having a crack.
Absolutely, and that's replay for DSV Global Transport and Logistics. Delray National Foods goal. Seagulls need an instant response. Downey in the ruck with Jenkins this time. Downey the second effort, Jenkins the third effort. Meadows it falls to eventually. Got to find some space. Hunt just threw it on the boot. Little undergrounder. Found Hibbard. Kick inside 50. He's going to be turned over. And it's picked up by Tate, who goes wide and finds Stevens. So Stevens just held up. Not much happening up ahead, but just might want to take some valuable seconds off the clock. The kick going long. Downey takes the mark. How will they set up here, the Seagulls? Not much happening. Rodder's the long target. Got a couple of shorter options along the boundary. Decides to go the torp, and it didn't come off at all. And Lang takes the mark.
Maybe the wrong option, that one.
Yeah, it was a wobbler. Didn't get any elevation whatsoever. Across the ground they go to Black. Now he's held up, the skipper of the Cats VFL team. Short to Jenkins. He looks up, goes deeper. De Koning was trying to create a contest. No call from the umpire as Smith kicks up the line. Ball off hands, McLaughlin roved it beautifully. His kick up towards half forward. Oh, Neal had a chance to take the mark, couldn't complete it. Dean picks it up for the Seagulls. His kick up the line's a good one. Oh, through the hands of Gown. Oh, he had it, dropped an absolute sitter. Mellis picked it up though. He goes over the top, and this is dangerous because Jenkins arrives first at the footy. Myers bearing down on him. Boundary line wins out. We'll toss it back in. Margin 10 points.
Might have been the sun there. Right?
Yes, 100%. We've seen a couple of times the players just unsighted.
You talk about Rawdy, Ian Smith's in the house.
Magnificent, long-time supporter of the Seagulls as Clark clears the area for the Cats. I just worked underneath it. That was a nice mark taken by Leslie against Fort. Went across the ground to Greiser. Now he's got McCready short on the broadcast side, but again ignores that to go wider again. And find Hibbard, good option, on centre wing. Now, looking for an option inside the 50. It cleared the initial pack. It almost ended up with Rodder in the end. Guthrie did well, Jenkins. And now Lang. Lang's kick over the top is a good one. And Brownless gets onto it. His kick on the 45, not clean for Smith. Now he's in trouble. Handball over the top. Oh, stole it away beautifully by Shellcraft. He just works it into some open space, but it's going to come back in again. Dean, the handball out. Now I can get clear again. It's a good contest, this one. Thurlow shot it out. Guthrie, they work it down this outer side. The short chippy kick from Constable is a good one. He finds Jarvis. Just can slow things down. Clark is an option inside 50, but they're just going to do it by short kick. Brownless up the line, and that's okay. And Smith takes the mark. Too far out to score. He's looking, the eyes darting around. Next goal for Geelong, and that'll be game over, you would think. Ball to the back, and it's kicked out of the pack. Almost for Francis Evans. Almost. The margin now is 11 points on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. As Miles to bring the ball back into play for the Seagulls. They need to get 2 goals. And now pretty quickly with time ticking down. Well, fumble did well in the end there, did Henderson, just to ride the bumps, but they've turned the footy over. Here's Kruger, been excellent for the Cats today. Guthrie works it back, Constable. His kick is short, looking for Ford. It's not 15, play on, said the umpire. Back to Constable, they've still got the numbers here. And now Guthrie, 360, got the handball towards the boundary line, and it will go over. Kruger not really making too much of an attempt to put that ball back in. So 82 plays 71. Margin 11, 24 minutes ticked over in this final quarter on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Fort through hands again. Gallucci just lost a handle on it. But it looks like it's going to be back in Seagulls' hands. It is. They work it to Meadows. Meadows can go for a run. Lowers the eyes, but the kick finds Jenkins. It's turned over. And the Seagulls faithful, Stoney getting a little bit restless as the kick goes across the ground to Tate. His kick wide up and not really making much of an effort, Stevens, to keep that ball in. Stoney for Western Automotive.
Just need the 50-50 ball to go the Willie way. There's a lot of tired players out there. So you can imagine that the half chances that are coming, they're just got to create a couple of chances to get a couple of goals quickly. Next obviously, couple of minutes will tell.
Downey works it to the back. Hunt just got the ball to Pickers. Going to be tackled by Clark. Needed to get his hands free. Did in the end. As Toner up towards centre half forward. Contest holding free kick, and Kruger's going to take it. And he'll eventually get the footy. He's in no hurry to do anything really. He can just kick across the ground. They can eat up some more time. Jenkins. That out of side. There's going to be plenty of short kicks. The manning up required for the Seagulls. Lang's got it. And he'll kick up the line. And that's good too. Black has got it. Again, just winding down all these seconds crucial for the Seagulls. The Cats, well, they're hanging on to the footy. Black will go long. Looking for Fort as the tall target. End up going through his hands in the end. Also Deans as the ball's on the deck. Everyone just holding on to it. No one jumping on it. And Leslie will throw the ball back to the umpire. Or Gallucci will. And we'll have it thrown up. Every contest crucial here. Ball to ground. Here is Hibbard. Middle of Downer Oval. The one-on-one Rich did well, but ran into Thurlow. And Thurlow's got some teammates for support. One of them is Clark. Rich hasn't given up, but Clark did really well. His kick inside the 50. They fly over the top. And now a chance. Neal can straighten up. He gets closer, puts through behind. So the margin, 2 goals. Nelson Brothers scoreboard. 26 minutes gone. 1 goal for the Cats. Williamstown kicked 3 in this term. As the ball makes its way out towards centre wing, and we will have it tossed in.
A lot of tired boys, Pete. Just really, that's the problem with the energy levels of Williamstown. Just got to really get a goal now. What's the quarter time? How long?
We're 27 minutes gone.
Yeah, you've got to get a goal now.
Well, the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Ball tossed back in. Downey and Fort, both of them missed it in the end. As ball through hands, Gallucci in close quarters. Hibbert did well, found Mellington, whose long kick. They need a mark, or they need something to happen. It might here. Ball spilling free. Henderson's kick. Kicked it to the Cats player that was pretty much in front of him, and they've got the numbers. Jenkins works it out to Tate. And Tate's kick's going to be a long one. It's going to be a good one. Clark's going to get underneath it. Oh, he dropped what he should have taken in the end there. He made up some good ground. He's worried over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in. Yeah, you don't think it'll be an overly long quarter.
How many goals, Pete?
Stoney, well, 3 + 1, 4. But the Seagulls need 2 more to win the game. And their ball's going to be tossed in. as it's off hands. Now picked up. Smith into the middle of the ground, but it's going to come straight back in again. Paulson just needs to go right up the guts and hope the ball long. Oh, they've been good defensively in this final quarter, the Cats. Jenkins again, and he finds the player in Lang. Another relieving mark. As his kick goes short, under pressure. That's good again from the Seagulls. Trapped underneath it is Evans. And the umpire will throw it up. Time ticking down. The Cats, you think, might have done enough. They need a goal really quickly, the Seagulls. And this one going to the line. The Cats will just be content with Oscar Brownless just to let that roll over the line. Next week for the Seagulls, a trip up north to play Aspley. 21st on the ladder. Then they've got Sandringham, Box Hill, Coburg, Casey and North Melbourne to round out their season. Fought with the tap down. Shellcraft did well just to get the handball out. Again, Brownless near the line. Handballing. The umpire says throw it in. The Seagulls desperate for a deliberate out of bounds. An insufficient attempt, Stoney. They just can't hit the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. So again, we'll have it tossed in. There's a siren. Well, they were challenged, the Cats, but they managed to get the job done. Final score here at Downer Oval. It's the Cats 12-11-83 to the Seagulls 10-11-71. A 12-point win for Geelong. Big win for them, and that will push them up the top of the table. They could go and finish the round second on the ladder. A great contest. Stoney will go out and get an interview for us, but let's go through the goal kickers for Delray National Foods. And for Geelong today, 3 goals to Ben Jarvis, 2 to Josh Jenkins, and singles the rest: Clark, Constable, Stevens, Evans, Neal and McLaughlin. And for Williamstown, 3 to Rich, 2 to Downey and Gown, and singles to Rodder, Pickus and Mellis.
I've got the coach, I reckon. I'm going to have the coach.
You can jump in whenever you are ready, Stoney.
Justin Plapp had a lot of the ball, just really had a crack in that last quarter. But how did you see the game from a coach's perspective?
Mate, we certainly had our chances late and we muffed it. So, you know, it's credit to them. They set up really well behind the ball, and, you know, their intercept marking was probably the difference in the game. And, yeah, we had our chances, but, you know, we just couldn't capitalise, and it's disappointing. So that's all I can ask.
Yeah, I suppose it looked like the energy levels were being sapped, and as you said, they were sitting really well behind the ball, and you just couldn't get it, couldn't break through. And as the energy went out in that last quarter, the tiredness come into play?
Probably a little bit. I sort of thought we had the run of the game a fair bit like late. So, you know, mate, we've had some inconsistent weeks over the last 6 weeks where we've had 3 weeks with COVID. You know, these boys as an AFL club, they never had a break. You know, they kept training, they kept playing, and, you know, so, look, you talk about fairness and you talk about, you know, the effort of our boys today. I thought it was a pretty good effort because, you know, all through that period we were stuck at home and they were still training and training like a professional AFL club. So that's frustrating in that, but, you know, it probably showed in the end a little bit.
You've got a lot to work with. There's a lot of really good signs there. I saw your backline, Wesley, and those type of players, and Nick Rodder up forward, Collar Rich with his 3 goals. I thought there were some players in the game that really showed that you'll improve as the season, more training, as you kick the next 7 games. Yeah,
we do, mate. We've seen this as an opportunity, mate, to knock off a good AFL team, and we got close, but we weren't good enough. And, you know, the realistic thing is, mate, we've got to keep winning because there's only 7 games left. It's a shortened season, and every win matters. So, you know, I'm proud of them, but, geez, we've got a bit of work to do still too.
Thanks, Plappy.
Stoney, good on you, mate. Thanks, mate.
Beautifully done. Thank you, Mark Stone, with Justin Plapp there, the coach of the Seagulls. A little bit disappointed, but, yeah, understandable considering the season that they're having, and it's another one that's been, I guess, affected by COVID and not being able to train and all of that sort of stuff. The stats for the match for Delray National Foods: Liam Hunt ended up topping the disposal getters for the match. Game high 29 today. Constable with 27 for Geelong, and Mitch Hibbard with 23, along with Tao Miles, 23 for Williamstown. As I said, Williamstown, a trip to Aspley coming up next week. And then after that, they are back home for the rest of the season. Sandringham, Box Hill, Coburg, Casey and North Melbourne. So that is the run home, a 14-game season for Williamstown. And they'll need to put a few more wins on the board just to ensure that they're seeing finals action again. And on the VFL ladder, they've played the 8 games and they're sitting still in 7th place, but plenty of other games to come, and a few teams have played a few more. Other teams have played a little bit less. Geelong move up to 3rd spot on the table on 28 points. Stoney, it's been a good day. We come to you one final time for Western Automotive.
Yeah, it's been a great day. And, you know, look at it, the Downer Oval, I can't speak highly enough about it. The facilities, the club, the Williamstown Football Club have done a great job in putting production together. Thanks to Morgan and the team, obviously behind the scenes, our cameraman. And just the spectators, thanks for coming along and thanks for listening, thanks for joining. But it's been a great day, Pete. Tony Shebeki done a great job. So for me, it's just been a great experience. It's great to get back to the football. It's great to enjoy the environment, as is Downer Oval, as Williamstown. And until next time, it's been fantastic. Thank you.
It certainly has. Thank you, Stoney. Thank you to Shebeki. Thank you to Morgan. Thank you to all our team here as well. A 12-point win for the Cats. They get it done in round 13 of the VFL. Plenty more action to come for the Seagulls through the season. Keep an eye on the website for all the wash-up and all the socials for all the wash-up from this game, and plenty to come. And the Seagulls looking good still to make finals. But that's it from Down Oval. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you again soon.